Man, when I tell you, you got a whole bunch of DNC agents and leftists that are mad that foundational Black Americans are finally getting our acknowledgement, spreading rumors that we're alt-right, rumors that we're going to debunk tonight.
The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Family, how y'all doing? Welcome, my brothers and my sisters. Okay, we got a lot to cover tonight. Okay, ran back to the crib, had to make sure I was ready because we're gonna be in here. We're gonna be in here deep. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. I appreciate y'all patience. Came back to the crib a little bit later than I wanted to, but I've rushed back here because we got a lot to cover, y'all. And this is something that I said was going to happen. I already knew because I already know their talking points. I knew because they acknowledged, or Tucker Carlson and James Fishback had a viral clip where they acknowledged foundational Black Americans and the legitimacy of the argument that we're saying as far as who gets to speak and represent us. That's what we've been saying. The whole crux of what they said that happens to align what we're saying is that we have been here. We are the creators of the country. We created and built the country and maintained and protected and fought for the country. So therefore, we have a lineage that is unique to America. So you have immigrants coming over from wherever, and they're speaking on behalf of people that they are not. So this is what Tucker and this is what James Fishback have acknowledged. And this is what we're saying. This was not to praise Tucker Carlson. You did not see anybody praise Tucker Carlson. You didn't see anybody praise James Fishback. You did not see that. Now, there might be people, if you guys didn't see the last live stream I did, so we're going to just do a brief reminder of exactly what they said. Going to pull that up. I'm just going to give you guys, I thought I had it pulled up. I'm going to give you guys a reminder just so we can get an understanding. And we debunked that because we debunked a lot of what they were saying too, because we said too that this doesn't mean that Tucker Carlson is on our side. And we kind of combed through a lot of the heritage American stuff that they were trying to spew. We combed through that. It didn't mean that they were on our side at all. So this is what we're saying, just because they acknowledged our argument, and they only acknowledged it because it's gotten so big and it's so legitimate, nobody can really ignore it. But that doesn't mean they're on our side, and we're not confused about it. But boy, let me tell you, had a whole bunch of people on the left who are saying, you see, you guys are all right now. You guys are all right. Let me give you guys a reminder of the clip. Here it is. Here it is, the clip of Tucker Carlson and James Fishback. We pull that up.
Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery, not a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've 100%. You've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of Black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's literally a fair perspective, right? I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
Okay. All right. That's the clip. That's the clip that they're tripping out about. Now, I've seen a couple of different videos, but I'm going to pull up two in particular, and we're going to break things down. All right. Before we do that, I hope that you guys have already hit that like button. You guys have been doing a great job hitting those likes, making sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell. All of that stuff is really good, very helpful. Thank you all. So let me give you guys a round of applause. I want to give you guys a round of applause early. Shout out to y'all. Okay? Appreciate y'all. Now, before we get started, let me give credit. I got to give credit where credit is due because this original video was deleted and I couldn't find it. So I want to give a special shout out to Ant CEO because I got it off his channel. I was able to take the clips that I wanted, because the dude Antonio Speaks actually deleted his original video. But thankfully, Ant, he was able to, you know, make a reaction or do a response to it before it was completely deleted. I think he deleted it during Ant's live. I think Ant did like a live stream, and he deleted it actually during the live stream. So I was able to get enough of it, not all of it, but enough of it. So he, you know, shout out to him. And then if you guys want to, because I think he did a good job with his commentary on the video as well too. So you guys can go check that out. Now, yeah, he deleted it during the live, so he already knows he messed up, but he didn't delete it fast enough because we caught him. So let me get this video played up. Let me get it stirred up. All right, fair use. Okay.
Foundational Black Americans, aka FBAs. Now, I want to say this first. On paper, FBA is valid. A lot of the African Americans living in the United States want to just be Black Americans. The same way that Jamaicans can be known as Jamaicans and Haitians can be known as Haitians, many Black people in America want to stand alone. And that's cool. I understand that. Also, I do see a lot of the hate that come from other Black people, such as some Africans, some Jamaicans, some Haitians. And y'all already know, we tolerate no Black American slander over here. And what you notice is that all of the insults coming from the other groups of Black people in the diaspora are just white supremacist talking points. So they may say things like, you know, Black Americans, we're violent, we're aggressive, we're this or that. And whole time they never really had contact with us, okay? It's just propaganda. Now, whether you want to admit it or not, though, the FBA movement is a alt-right pipeline. This is the...
I want to pause it right there. Okay. What I find so very interesting, and I'm sure you guys find this interesting too, is that he just admitted that we have a whole bunch of immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean who spew what he said is white supremacist talking points. That's what he said. He said that they spew white supremacist talking point, and then completely like just brushed over that to say that FBA is, which is just a lineage, but FBA is an alt-right pipeline. So are you going to say, now you just acknowledged that immigrants spew alt-right talking points and white supremacist talking points, but notice he's not going to say Nigerians is an alt-right pipeline. Caribbeans are alt-right. Jamaicans are an alt-right pipeline. Haitians are an alt-right pipeline. Ghanaians are an alt-right pipeline. Kenyans are an alt-right pipeline. They don't say that their ethnicity is an alt-right pipeline, okay? Even though you just admitted the same criticism that you're trying to give to us, you just admitted that they do that, and you admit that, and notice they do this, they admit it in the very beginning so they can brush over that and say, well, hold on, I was fair, I acknowledge where they went wrong. Notice when people try to get on FBA, they briefly, like 100 miles an hour, acknowledge the wrongdoing that they do and then never go back to it. No, let's home in on that point right there. While you're talking about people being alt-right, you're saying that they're coming over here spewing white supremacist talking points, but we're the alt-right ones. We're the alt-right ones. You just brush past that one, and then we're the alt-right ones, okay? That's inconsistency in logic there. And this is the past that you all, in a bias, past in a bias that you all give to the immigrants. The same thing that you attempt to criticize us about, you acknowledge that they do, but don't want to hold them accountable for it. Let's continue, though.
Thing, y'all. These FBAs are pretty much white supremacists in Black American skin.
See, when you Africans get to telling us Black Americans that we look like y'all, that really do be funny to me. Because I really do believe that y'all think that other Americans can't tell the difference between us and y'all. And then y'all even with...
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga look African, and there's nothing wrong with looking African.
Usually being called, you look.
Okay. Shout out to Ant again. That was I wanted to show him so you can know like what he looks like. If you guys don't know who he is, that way you guys can, if y'all stumble across his YouTube video, y'all know that's where I got this from. Shout out to Ant. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. The whole they can't tell the difference. Yeah, there's a difference. They can tell the difference, y'all. They can tell y'all. We can tell the difference between different types of white people. Do y'all not know that? You can tell when a white person is Irish. There's a distinct difference between an Irish person that you can tell a solid majority of the time, and a French person. And there's a difference between a French white person and a Spanish white person. A white person from Spain, and there's a difference between a white person from Spain and a white person who's from France or something like that, or Polish or something. You can tell the difference. Come on, we know the difference. And those different people, even though they're all white. So you mean to tell me that we can tell the difference in white people? I can tell the difference between a Asian person that might that might be a little bit more difficult. Not gonna lie, that might be a little bit more difficult. But you can tell the difference between a Japanese person and a Filipino. Most of the time, you pretty much can't tell the difference between the two. Okay, now that it can be a little tricky. It can be confusing, but you can't tell the difference. You mean to tell me that you can't tell the difference? They don't know the difference between a Nigerian and a Black American. Even though sometimes there are some who kind of the phenotype kind of you can't really tell that easily, but yes, you can tell. We're going to get into that a little bit. You can tell the difference because here's how I know you can tell. You can tell the difference because we know exactly models. The African models don't all look the same. There's no singular look in Africa. So if there's no singular look, there's no singular look of any race. Okay, there's no singular look in Africa. So what do you mean we look African? Which African? Who? Because all Africans don't look the same. And when we say all Africans don't look the same, you guys will acknowledge that. But when we say, okay, well, we look different, now y'all want to play dumb. Let's continue.
African is a definite flex. The whole world know that. Boy, ain't no flex being called African. What person you know that gets happy when they be called an African? Now, forget that. What Black American you know that think is a flex to be called an African or say you look?
I do. I think it's a flex. Like I said, bro, South Sudanese people, they are the most gorgeous people in the entire world. But that's that whitewashing. I don't know who this nigga think he look like. You could go for African. All of us could go for fucking African, nigga. What's up with y'all? What?
Y'all could lie to yourself all you want, but them features don't lie. Baby, y'all definitely African. Y'all.
And this is what I mean, man. A lot of these FBA dudes, they love flexing the 20% of DNA that we have got through slavery. If you didn't know, on average, Black Americans probably have 20%. It's probably not even that high. It's probably way lower, but 20% is what it say on Google. Let's say you got a very broad nose. Are you African? Let's say you got darker, real dark skin. They're going to use that as an insult. What is different from that in white supremacists? Y'all, like, are y'all fucking dumb?
Okay, let me get to that point. Now, you guys have subscribed to me. A lot of you guys. If you guys haven't, now's your chance, okay? Shameless plug. But you guys have subscribed to me. I personally don't really go on people's looks. Personally. I don't really go on people's looks, with the exception of Roland Martin. You know, I do got to go on. Sometimes I do. I'm not going to hold you. Sometimes I do, all right? Because I don't want to be like, no, Afro, you do. I do sometimes. I do sometimes. If they deserve it, I do. But that's not the thing, all right? To go on people's looks. But there is a difference. They make fun of you if your skin is too dark. Who is doing that? Nobody is even making fun of people of the African look. Nobody is making fun of that. Let me show you this. Let me show you this picture. I was able to get this picture. These are 6 different women. I just Googled models from different African countries. All of these different women come from different countries in Africa. Okay, they're different models from different countries in Africa. None of them look the same. None of them look the same. You can almost look at each and every single one of them and almost tell where they're from in Africa because they don't look the same. At least a few of them. You can tell they don't look the same. Everybody in Africa doesn't look the same. So when you say y'all can go for African, okay, well, hold on. Because somebody from Ethiopia, you wouldn't mistake an Ethiopian look for a Nigerian look. You wouldn't mistake a Ghanaian look for a Somalian look. You wouldn't mistake those different looks. There's different looks, there's different phenotypes, bone structures, body sizes and shapes, hair texture, skin tones, all of these things in Africa. You would almost, enough of us can already almost tell. And here's the thing. That's not even an insult. We're not even saying that to be offensive. I don't even say that to be offensive. No, you do look different. Now, sometimes we'll say, yeah, we can tell a lot by your forehead. And they feel some type of way about that. They feel offended by that. There's nothing wrong. That don't mean you're ugly. When we say you look African or somebody looks African, that doesn't mean you are ugly. Okay? Y'all just feel some type of way about that because that's your own self-hate. If somebody says you look like a Black American, I wouldn't feel no type of way because I don't think Black Americans look ugly. They feel some type of way because they think they look ugly. That's why they really want to look like us. I'm gonna be honest with you. Come on, we got to tell the truth. We are going to tell the truth and shame the devil. They feel like they look ugly. So when you say no, you don't look like us, they feel some type of way about that. That don't mean you ugly. Now, I mean, yeah, your head is big. I mean, come on now. You do have a big head. They come on now. Now, that don't mean all big-headed people aren't ugly. There are some good-looking, very big-headed people. I mean, you can find some. I'm sure you can. But that don't mean you're ugly. You just got a big head. You got your headline a little back there. But okay. Some people into, far back headlines. Some people into that. No shame and no game. It's all right. Okay, it's okay. Your head is big, and that's it. And we saying that, okay, your head is big. They feel some type of way about it. You see, when we say that, we don't even be saying it with no malice or nothing. Like, we don't be calling them, no, oh, you big-headed monkey, you animal, you this, you that. We don't say that. We don't even be on that type of time. We really like, they can tell. What do you mean? What do you mean they can tell? They cannot tell the difference between me and you. I look the same as you. No, you don't. How? My skin is dark and your skin is dark and they cannot tell the difference between me and you. And they'll be like, I mean, your forehead is like 3-4 inches larger than mine. How could you say that to me? I cannot believe you can say that to me. I look black like you. No, you do. They got a big head and it's okay. Y'all. See, it triggers a little insecurity, but that's not our fault. It's not our fault you insecure about your big head. It's not our fault. They insecure about it. That's why Akon went to Turkey to get his hairline pushed back down. That's not our problem. Okay? You got a big head. We acknowledge it. Okay, move on. They're insecure because they want to look like us. Okay? We didn't even call them ugly. It's the white folks be calling them ugly and monkeys and stuff like that. The people they don't ever tend to get mad at. It's us that they get mad at when we say they got a big head. All right? So no, yeah, there are some times where maybe it might be a little bit difficult to tell exactly where people are from. Yeah, okay, yeah, there are sometimes. But when they make it seem like we can't ever tell the difference, you're lying. You are lying. You're lying because I can tell you one thing. If I showed you this image, you can look at these women and despite whatever you think about these women over here, you can tell they're African. You can tell. Whether you think they look good or whether you think they look ugly, it doesn't matter what you think. You can tell they're African though. And that's all we've been saying. That's all we've been saying this whole time is we can tell. And not only can we tell, the whole society can tell. Y'all are the only people who your insecurity has deluded you into having this complex of thinking that you look the same. No, you don't look the same because you got a do-rag on, brother. You don't look, come on now. Don't do that. Because then when we got to say, no, we don't look the same, y'all act like we being xenophobic. Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's bring it back. Okay.
Did you see?
I also want to bring up another point he made. He brought up another point. He was all like, y'all, we make fun of people. We make fun of Africans whose skin is too dark. Dude, they the ones who got skin bleaching in Africa. They the ones who over there bleaching their skin. Don't do that colorism stuff. Don't do that. Because nobody over here, we don't be saying dark skin is ugly. That's not how we feel. Okay? So don't bring that up.
So many of these FBA dudes have, and they really are delusional with it. And just even what we seen with Speed going to Africa, majority of Africans show love to us. They love us. And it's really the reciprocated back. What I noticed is that this is pretty much an online thing. Like,
okay. Speed going to Africa. They love us because Speed went to Africa and they treated Speed. They really, treated him well, all that stuff. Okay, cool. Does every black person, every black American who goes to Africa have a bad time? No. Okay. Let's be very honest. You can't use Speed, someone who's a millionaire, someone who's famous and globally known, a big celebrity going to Africa. Nobody thought he was a regular person. People knew exactly who Speed was. So they rolled out the red carpet for him. That's like saying, white people aren't racist. Look at how much they love Michael Jackson. You can't use Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a huge celebrity. He was one of the biggest celebrities and music artists of all time. You can't say because a white person isn't racist to Michael Jackson or loves Michael Jackson means that they love everybody else. Speed is not the regular black American. How they treat him cannot be a representative of how they treat everybody else. You can't use, well, they treated Speed with so much love and so much respect. Okay, well, if somebody goes over there who is not Speed, they're not going to treat him the same way. Just like if you went to a white community, they wouldn't treat you like you were Michael Jackson. Yeah, because Michael Jackson is the exception. Speed is the exception. You can't make the exception the rule. It don't work that way. That logic is flawed. That's a flawed logic. Okay? You can't use that.
you know what I'm saying, bro? I don't know. It's some CIA shit, bro.
I'm going to play a clip from...
I like those foundational.
Now, I already played that clip, so I edited past that point because you guys don't need to see that again and again and again and again.
Guys, they're so good.
When you got white conservatives saying they like you, and if these FBAs really like think that they really f them, they crazy. And if these FBAs really like think that they really f with them, they crazy. In my opinion, Tucker Carlson and them, they grifting.
You're not telling nobody anything new. You're not saying nothing new to anybody. Nobody over here thought that Tucker Carlson is actually for us and for our cause and for the mission. Nobody said that. Nobody thinks that Tucker Carlson really likes us or James Fishback really likes us. Nobody is jumping up and down for no validation from the GOP or the alt-right or anything like that. We've been the ones for calling him out for years. We've been the ones doing that. Okay? Now, what's interesting about that is that if it was a Democrat or somebody on the DNC, a white person on the DNC who gave them a shout out, he wouldn't be saying that. Notice how they be all like, man, white people don't really like you like that. White people don't really like you. Okay. So we're stupid for thinking that. And we're crazy and all of that stuff for thinking that. Now, if it was Gavin Newsom who said, I really like those FBAs, I want you to think about this for a second. If Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, said, I really like those FBAs, he wouldn't said that. He wouldn't have said that if Gavin Newsom said it. If J.B. Pritzker said it, he wouldn't have said that. If Kathy Hochul said it, he wouldn't have said that. Okay? If a white person, still white, they're still just as white. Gavin Newsom is just as white as Tucker Carlson, but Gavin Newsom's a Democrat. So if Gavin Newsom gives black people a pat on the head, that's okay. But if Tucker Carlson gives black people a pat on the head, oh, y'all think he like you? Oh, y'all brainwashed. Y'all want validation. And the thing is that we don't care for none of them. That's y'all thing. Y'all want us just to be mad at this group of people and not the whole. Hold on, but we got some more. We got some more of the stuff to cover because I'm saving it for the next guy. Oh boy.
Because I don't know, they trying to get them on their side, and then if they fall for that, they stupid as hell. But like I said, it's all about.
He keeps saying they trying to get them on their side. FBA is not a group. It's not an organization. It's not a club. It's a lineage that he claims he's a part of. He claims he is FBA. All right? Because he made a somewhat apology splaining video. He claims he is that. He is one. He is an FBA. So the whole they trying to get him on their side. No, it's over, 50 million of us. There's some FBA who are not into politics at all. There's some FBA who are hardcore Democrat. So no, it's not a they. There's no they because we're not a group.
About the proximity to whiteness, a lot of them gonna be happy that this white man agreeing with them. Yeah, they're gonna be happy.
If your family's been here 400 years.
Now, okay, you know what I mean?
And the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've got.
And that's true. That's why I'm saying like the FBA's. It's a lot of truth to it, but they take it overboard. Yes, like people that are directly tied to slavery, the ancestors of slavery should have more of a say so than people that are directly tied to slavery, the ancestors of slavery should have more of a say so than a black immigrant. That's true. That's crazy, man. I don't know what to say about people on the right aligning with FBAs. It's very concerning, and we gotta watch.
Would it be concerning? Would it be less concerning if people on the left align themselves with quote unquote FBAs, even though FBA is a lineage? Is it less concerning and less problematic and less dangerous if people on the left did it? So because he's trying to low key make it about white people doing it, but no, he doesn't care if white people do it. It's just white Republicans. He doesn't want the Republicans doing it, even though the Democrats are just as problematic, and when you compare apples to apples and policy to policy, are more problematic. But it's okay if they align themselves, the Democrats do, but when the Republicans can do, oh no, it's bad news. Let's continue.
Watch out for it. We need to ignorant. A lot of these dudes, like, they don't understand that they're literally just becoming what they hate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really think you guys understand how silly you sound when you say this at times, but I think it really does speak to sometimes how Black Americans, when it comes to this particular subject, some of y'all can be a little bit narrow-minded in your thinking, because what do you mean we're cosplaying? If you're born and raised in a country, you're gonna have the mannerisms of people in that country.
Literally.
Especially if you're raised in a country like America, where things are typically just straight segregated by race. Like, let's be real. So it's like, you're going to have and adopt the mannerisms of the people, you know, in your community, which for a lot of people.
Growing up in the hood, bro, we all got that one white person that's cool as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they white, but they damn near black. They talk like us, mannerisms of us, and that's just because of the environment they grew up in. Foundational.
No, I don't know. No Eminem. You tell me you're an Eminem listener and an Eminem fan without telling me that. Tell me that. I don't know none. I don't know none. Okay, but let's say it was. Let's say you are a product of your environment. There's 2 points I want to make. Okay, let's say you were a product of your environment, which is true. There's legitimacy to that. The problem that what cosplayers do is not, well, I mean, if you grew up in Chicago, you're going to have Chicago slang. You're going to have a Chicago accent. If you grew up in New York, you're going to have a New York accent. That's what it's going to be. That's not our problem, though. Let me make this abundantly crystal clear about what cosplaying is. Cosplaying is not what you put on. Okay, let me X that out. It's not what you put on. It's not the accent that you speak. It is the fact that you are not from here. Your lineage and your ethnicity is not of this land. It's of someplace else. And you are putting on and trying to create this facade that you are from here, that you are FBA, that you're not a foreigner. The cosplaying aspect has to come with the fact that they are trying to fake and pretend to be something that they are not. How many times, if you guys have subscribed to the other channel we have For the Culture, right? How many times when we ask people, where are you from? They be like, America. Okay, well, where's your family from? New York. Okay, where are they from? Kenya. Well, damn, duh. That's our problem. Because you know your family's from Kenya. You know you're Kenyan. But you try to fake it and make it seem as if you were a foundational Black American. This is what we mean. And y'all see this time and time and time again, because they are trying to hide their background. It was a while ago, not too long ago, they used to have their flags all up in their bios. Now they don't do that no more because they don't want to out themselves. A lot of them don't do that because they don't want to out themselves. Now we got to do all of this damn homework and paperwork check to find out where people are really from. That's because y'all cosplaying. Y'all could just admit it. But y'all are deliberately trying to hide it. That's the thing. I can't be mad at you for wearing Jordans. Duh, if you live in America, of course you're going to wear what's cool. I can't be mad at you for wearing a snapback or speaking in a certain slang. I get it. You are a product of your environment. However, there are people who will openly admit, yeah, I mean, I'm wearing all this stuff, but I'm Jamaican. I'm wearing all this stuff, but I'm from Nigeria. I'm wearing all this stuff, but I respect people who do that. I respect that, not people who do that, because I don't want to put a blanket on all of them. I respect that. Be honest about where you're from, but a lot of them are not. A lot of them try to hide it and skate under the radar. And the people who try to do that, they'll then talk on our issues, okay? That's what Candace Owens was doing for the longest time. She's hiding under the radar, even though she's Caribbean, hiding under the radar until it was outed that she was Caribbean. And she's speaking on reparations, and she's speaking on slavery, and she's speaking on this, and she's speaking on this. This is what we have an issue with. So when we talk about cosplaying, it's because y'all lie. That's the problem. If y'all were honest from the beginning, it wouldn't be an issue. But the thing is, most of y'all are not. Who are up here cosplaying, the only way you can cosplay is you lie, which is a part of being a tether. Tether's cosplay. Just be honest about it. But you're trying to lie because you know they know for a fact that the second they announce that they're a foreigner or they have foreign parents, they're a first-generation immigrant or whatever, they know that they have no authority to speak on certain things. They know that. So they're hiding who they really are and where they're really from so they can get in the juke joint, if I could use that metaphor. So they can get in the room, so they can speak on issues that they have no qualifications and no authority and legitimacy and claim to speak on. That's why they do it. So that's why we call them out. That's why we call them out. And we're going to keep doing that because they're going to keep lying. And as they keep lying, we keep calling them out and we keep noticing the pattern. That's the reason why we do it. Now, I want to get to another thing, right? This video, he titled FBA to alt-right pipeline. He titled it FBA to alt-right pipeline. I didn't see an FBA to alt-right pipeline. Where was the FBA to alt-right pipeline in that whole video? He brought up a couple of little videos. He mentioned some TikTok videos and said, well, I don't like what they said in this video. First off, they don't speak for the lineage because it's a lineage. There's no one person who speaks for the lineage. But even if you disagreed with what they're saying, the video is making it seem as if this is some type of pathway and we spiraled into being alt-right. He didn't express that. He expressed that there were some videos and some talking points from some individuals that he disagreed with. But in that entire video, there was no alt-right pipeline. He can't even prove that the people he brought up in the video were alt-right. The people he mentioned And he referenced in his video, he can't prove that they're alt-right. He can't prove that they're even Republican. He can't prove that. And the reason why you can't prove that is because most of the people who use the term FBA, a lot of us who are on code are not for a Republican or a Democrat. We're just for black. So a lot of people, when they ask who you are or what your political affiliation is, if they're FBA, a lot of FBAs will say, I'm independent. Or I voted for the couch the last election. I'm an independent. That's what we'll say a lot of times. So this FBA and the alt-right pipeline, no. That was not a really good response. That was not a really good video. And he knew that, which is why he deleted it. He deleted that video. And then he came out with like some type of apology thing. He tried to walk it back a little bit. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, he tried to walk it back. Let's get to that. Okie doke. He walked that back immediately.
So your boy in the hot seat right now, man. A lot of folks mad at me. 2 days ago, I dropped a video called the FBA to alt-right pipeline. If y'all know anything about me, man, I'm very outspoken. I just speak on anything and I really could care less about the backlash. But I ended up deleting this video for 2 reasons. For one, I had some misinformation in there. I want to correct myself. FBA is not a group. It's a lineage that I'm a part of. And for 2, like I say, the goal of my channel is not to bring too much divisiveness. Now, y'all, I just find it funny because I speak out against everybody. You know, white folks, raccoons, non-black people that talk out about us. But the moment I call out some BS within other black Americans by a black American, it's a problem. You know the crazy thing, y'all, I got a video I dropped a month ago, literally calling out the anti-black rhetoric from Africans and other black folks. Like, I call out, it's not just one-sided with me. And ever since the FBA term came out, I've always looked at it sideways. I never could really get down with it. Because as a pro-black person, I consider myself pro-black. I'm pro every black person. That's literally what it is. I don't care what country you from, bro. If you melanated, I'm gonna root for you. And maybe this is a flaw within myself, but that's just how I'm rooted in, and that's just, I want to see every black person win. I wanted to just address that, but today let's talk about pro-blackness and what it really means to be pro-black.
I hate the term pro.
Okay, that was 1 minute and 13 seconds he spent. That was 1 minute and 13 seconds he spent. Now he's gonna try to wash this over by what it means to be pro-black. You know, we ain't even got time for that. We don't got to deal with that. What it means to be pro-black. Let me get this. Okay. Calling out an individual is okay. But to label the lineage, this is the problem. Because you can call out an FBA person if you want to. I do. There's some FBAs that we call out, Jim Clyburn and all of that stuff. We call out FBAs who are off code, who are Sambos, sellouts, Uncle Toms, coons, all that. We call them out. The problem is that you didn't call out an individual who is off code. You didn't do that. He didn't do that. He labeled an entire lineage and said this lineage, Clarence Thomas, that's another one. He labeled a whole lineage of people and said this lineage is a pathway to being alt-right. That's what he did. Okay? So no, it's not like, man, I can't call out anybody. The second I call out a black American, no, did you call out a black American? He didn't call out a black American. He said the whole lineage is alt-right and could not prove that. Is a pathway to alt-right, a pipeline to alt-right, and didn't prove that. And then gave some sorry apology. Well, yeah, it's a lineage and all of this stuff, but, you know, I can never really get with it. What do you mean? What does that mean? You can never really get with it. I can never really get behind FBA. You just acknowledge that there's nothing to get behind. FBA is a lineage. Whether you agree with delineation, which that's his issue. His issue is not FBA because that's the lineage. His issue is delineation. Now, whether you agree or disagree with delineation or not, that doesn't mean you're not FBA. He didn't say, I think we have an issue with delineation. He said FBA. The whole lineage is problematic. That's what it was. That's what he did. And then when he talks about delineation, he also was forced to agree. In the video where he claims that we have an alt-right pipeline, he had to agree. Yeah, the talking point, and when we say we want to delineate, it's legitimate. That's a legitimate talking point. You gotta agree with that. So what is your issue with delineation exactly? And here's the thing. I'm not saying that I want them to lose. I don't want them to lose. I don't want nobody in Africa to suffer. I don't want nobody in the Caribbean to suffer. I don't want that to happen. Okay? I really don't, honestly. I don't hate them. And I hope that you guys don't. This channel is not here to promote hate of anybody. Okay? This channel, from the very beginning when I started this channel 5 years ago, this channel is to promote Black empowerment and to get us realigned with our priorities and to get us thinking straight. Right now, we're thinking straight about our lineage. So the focus is on our lineage and the priority is on our lineage. And we're not going to deviate from that. We're not going to deter from our lineage or focusing and promoting our lineage for someone else's cause. That's what we're saying. We're not wishing them bad. I have never wished no other group of people bad. I've never wished no natural disaster or no bomb or no terrorism or nobody else. That's not what we're doing. We're just saying that, hey man, we got to focus on our own problems. Nobody can really find anything wrong with that. Nobody can say that that's immoral. Nobody can make an issue with that. So what they have to do is they have to reframe it, because technically everybody, hell, Tucker Carlson even had to agree. Everybody has to agree because what we're doing is right. And you can't find a way to make this wrong. All we saying is, hey man, we've been focusing on saving everybody else in the world for the longest time, looking out for everybody else. We've been sacrificing, spending money, putting our lives on the line, sacrifice. Oh, we've been doing that for everybody else. Okay, now we just got to reprioritize what we're doing and focus on our lineage. They can't really say that's wrong because everybody else is doing it. And the reason why they don't want to say what we're doing is wrong is because when the second they say what we're doing is wrong, we can say, okay, well, they've been doing it. Y'all been delineating. Y'all been doing it. It's wrong for us. Y'all been delineating. Y'all been saying that we not the same. Remember, y'all said that y'all don't want Black Americans to go to Carnival. Y'all said that. Y'all made a difference between Caribbeans and Black Americans. Remember when Michael B. Jordan tried to drop his drink? Y'all said Michael B. Jordan isn't Caribbean. Y'all said that. When y'all tried to take over Essence and y'all said y'all wanted to focus on African culture, in particular Nigerian culture, y'all are the ones who made a difference. You all are the ones who specify the difference between an African and Black Americans. Y'all did that. So if you're going to say delineation is wrong, you got to say the whole thing is wrong. You see? And that makes them wrong too, but you don't want to do that. So now you got to say we're doing something beyond just delineating. We're attacking other people. We're hating on other people. Oh, we want bad for other. No. Everybody's doing what they doing. Everybody's sticking to their team. We just been the ones not doing that. So all we said is, all right, we're going to stick to our team now. We're going to stay on our lineage business. And now everybody has an issue. No. Y'all got an issue because you guys are used to what they're used to is exploiting us. That's what they're used to. And it's over with. That's over with. Let me get to the super chat. We got some super chats right here. Miss Nisi says Afro Torian Rain had Antonio Speaks on his platform a few months ago. Unsubscribed from Antonio Speaks channel immediately afterwards. Yeah, I know about that. And he was cool at the time. But you know, now we all see what's going on with him. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, we see now. Cynthia, I appreciate you, Cynthia. Cynthia says, hello there, beautiful, brilliant B1 FBA family. How you doing, Cynthia? I appreciate you, sister. Dakota Jenkins, he said, they literally tried to make FBA something other than acknowledgement of our lineage. There's no difference than freedmen. That's true. We're the only group who can fit that bill. Who's the FBA version of Candace Owens? That's, yeah. And they don't mind. And here's the crazy part about it, is they don't mind us calling out Candace Owens. They just don't want us to mention that Candace Owens is Caribbean, even though Candace Owens brings it up often. She repeatedly has brought it up. But we can call Candace Owens anything, but we just don't want to acknowledge that Candace Owens is Caribbean. That's when we're the bad guys. Okay. Jay says Candace Owens bio, I think she's FBA. No, she is not. Candace Owens has admitted that a couple times. Candace Owens is not FBA. No, she's admitted a couple times, a few times, that Candace Owens is, she's admitted that she is Caribbean by her own admission. So Dakota Jenkins says delineation is long overdue. Politically, socially, and economically, we have nothing in common with Black immigrants who just got here. It's survival. Yeah, that's come on. We got to focus on ourselves. That's all we're doing. Not hating on nobody, not wishing nobody bad. But no, we got to focus on ourselves. And they're trying to socialize and put a jacket on us that we're all right. What are we doing that's all right? What do we do? What do we do that's all right? What are we doing that's harming anybody? No, we're not. You guys are Democrats. And to be honest, y'all not even really that pro-Black either, because y'all won't call out the Democratic Party for its harm to Black people, but y'all want to hyper focus on the Republican Party's harm to Black people. So one slave master is okay with you all, but the other one, that's we got to fight against the white man, not the Democratic white man, but just the Republican white man. And I'm saying, no, we need to be in power, period. We don't want to be under the supervision of any one of them, under the ownership of any one of them. All right. Okay, let me get this one out here. Mr. says, salute, brother Afro. Happy New Year, fam. Be one Black first to you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. Before we get to the next clip I've been waiting for the whole night, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all could do me that solid, I would greatly appreciate y'all doing that. Hit that like button for me. Okay. But boy, okay, we in here now. Let me make sure hold on. Nope. Pull this clip up real fast. Y'all already know we talked about this Sambo, this grip. We already talked about him multiple times before. Mr. Unamazing Lucas. Saved him for last for a reason.
Oh my goodness. So many of you guys have asked me to check out this video. You guys have DM'd me, you emailed me, you tweeted at me. And for those of you who don't know, the video is of Tucker Carlson and this dude named James Fishback, who is currently running for governor of Florida, right? He's in competition with Byron Donalds, that Sambo soldier.
You see, during Jim Crow, the Black family was together.
That's right.
During Jim Crow, more Black people were not just conservative. Black people always have been conservative minded, but more Black people voted conservatively.
You are a fucking idiot. And the reason why this thing has gone viral, so to speak, is that these two demons have used the lexicon of a fringe group of Black Americans, and they have mentioned the words FBA and tether. That is correct.
A fringe group of Black Americans. They keep saying that it's a fringe group, we're a fringe group, we're a fringe group. And this is why he's upset. Because they've tried to ignore us out of existence. That's why they're upset about it. He's mad. He's boiling up in the inside because they've been trying to say FBA is irrelevant. It's a small little fringe group of people and they don't really matter. They're only online. They're not really in real life. Even though we are very much so in real life, they're online and they think that they can ignore us out of existence. I think they think that they're trying that because they understand the second you acknowledge the fact that foundational Black American, by definition, just the term in and of itself, delineates from other ethnicities, okay, and it specifies our unique heritage here. The second you have to acknowledge that, you also will have to acknowledge the movement within FBA, and you will have to acknowledge the legitimacy in that movement, which they don't want to do, because doing that means that you're going to have to hold your Democratic masses accountable, which Amazing Lucas is now a Democratic shield now. I guess that's where he grifted to. So he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to say anything negative about the Democrats. He's trying to get some of that dark money that Conscious Lee be getting. So no, he's not going to say anything about the Democratic Party. He's grifted to the Democratic Party now. He used to be all over the place, but now he's landed to the Democratic. I think he thinks Conscious Lee is getting a lot of money. So I think he's trying to get some of that money. So that's why. I didn't even get started. You already got me heated. I didn't even get started. Lord have mercy. Here we go.
That's the reason why it's gone viral. Now, for those of you who don't know, FBA is a moniker that stands for Foundational Black American. It's tantamount to ADOS, African Descendants of Slaves, Black American, Black, African American. The list goes on. We've had many names colored. The list goes on. That's what it means. This is the new word that people are calling themselves now. And then tether is nothing more than tantamount to Sambo soldier, a coon who is foreign born. Now, in this video, it's hilarious to me. I'm gonna explain to you why. But in this video, you have Tucker Carlson. They're talking about Byron Donalds, and Fishback is like, hey, it was made aware to me that Byron, doesn't even have a lineage that is a descendant of slave.
It was actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I find it hilarious that he's calling me, racist for saying that he's a slave, but he doesn't have any lineage of slavery, in his family. So that's what this is all about. Now, Fishback also says that, hey, these people are absolutely American, right? And Tucker Carlson's going, yes, absolutely. I love these guys. I love this Tariq Nasheed guy and everything. They're really good. They're real fun.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves, or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is.
I don't know what to say, but let me just be clear. This is not the flex that many people are making it to be. And I think this is emblematic of why we can't have nice things, all right? This is why we can't have nice things. Because people are following an FBI agent who is primary.
Now, listen to this. This is not the flex. Nobody said it was a flex. Nobody said it was a flex. Now, pay very close attention. I'm going to make it bigger all the way so you don't even get distracted by my good looks, ladies. But I'm going to make it bigger for you guys so y'all get to pay very close attention to what he's about to say next. I'm going to take it back like a couple seconds.
Flex that many people are making it to be. And I think this is emblematic of why we can't have nice things, all right? This is why we can't have nice things, because people are following an FBI agent who is primary focus is to cause division. The individual, the FBI agent, according to court documents, I'm not saying it, but according to court documents, this alleged FBI agent has already told people, don't expect reparations, don't expect any tangibles, don't expect anything from this moniker of FBA.
Damn.
That it's nothing more than denoting the lineage. That's it. And when you see Tweedledum and Tweedledee, these two demons, and they are demons, because they're big upping these people from mentioning, FBA and Tether, like, oh, we've made it. I saw one post where this person actually said that.
No, okay, hold on. Now, this FBI agent, Amazing Lucas, you're referring to, he was, if you guys don't know, he was referring to Tariq Nasheed as a certified FBI agent who's saying that FBA is not going to get reparations. FBA is just the lineage. It is. There are people who are FBA who really don't even want reparations. There are people FBA who are Democrat, Republican, old, young, gay, straight, this, that, male, female, all of this stuff. FBA is just a lineage. But notice how Amazing Lucas didn't say who he was referring to. See, this is the thing. This is very cowardly, very unmanly, very just uncharacteristic, unbecoming of a good person, of a good character. If you're going to make the accusation that you have somebody who we are following behind, quote unquote, they keep saying we're following this leader. If you're going to say we're following this leader and this leader is a federal agent, put a name on it. Notice that he doesn't want to put a name on it. Notice that all of these people who are trying to drop, there's CIA, there's a COINTELPRO, there's CIA, there's an FBI agent, there's this, there's that. They don't want to put a name on it. Why? They don't want to put a name on it because once you put a name on it, it's going to come back that it's not true. And when it comes back that it's not true, you are going to be held accountable for slander. And they don't want that defamation issue. That's why you're going to say the guy that he's following. Now watch. Ask him, what guy were you referring to? Oh, you guys know the guy. You guys know the guy, because his ass knows better than to put a name on it. If you're going to say somebody, according to you, is in court documents as a certified federal agent, federal informant, then put a name on it or shut up. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to call somebody out, call him out. Call somebody out all of the way. Don't say the guy you guys are following, even though we know for a fact that Democrats give a lot of y'all channels dark money. That's been proven. That's been outed. Democrats don't give me a dime. Neither do Republicans. I don't get a dime from any politician. I never have. There's no dime. First off, FBA is not an organization or anything like that. There's no dime being given from the Republicans or the Democrats or any politician in either of the camps. None. They are giving that to y'all. Y'all are the ones being given that stuff. Y'all are the ones being given the NAACP awards and going to the White House parties and going to this and being funded and having cameras and stuff like that sent y'all way. We have receipts on the Democrats paying you all. I'm not saying Amazing Lucas, but I'm saying the DNC shills. We got receipts of that. The Democrats paying Roland Martin. Okay, we got receipts of that. Al Sharpton, we got receipts of that. We got receipts consciously. We got receipts of that. Now, whether he is getting paid now or he's trying to get paid, we already know. We know the game. We know all of y'all DNC shills who be trying to lie and say that we alt-right. Y'all on the team. Y'all on the payroll. That's why y'all doing it. You guys are on the payroll. Y'all know that. Who else was another one? Who else was another one? That big fat light-skinned dude. I forgot his name. The eggs and grits guy. Forgot his name. All of y'all up in them DNC shields rooms and stuff like that. We got receipts of y'all doing it. There was a movie. If you guys have seen the movie, what's the name of the movie? Judas and the Black Messiah. Interesting movie. In the movie where they were talking about Fred Hampton and William O'Neill, the relationship that Fred Hampton and William O'Neill had where William O'Neill was an agent. There was a scene in the movie that was very, very interesting where the FBI were talking about how William O'Neill was not the only agent that they had in the Black Panther Party, and that the agent messed up and was about to get caught. So the agent pointed to somebody else, and he pointed the finger, and he made all of the rest of the people think that was the agent, and they wind up killing that person. But whole time, the person who pointed the finger was actually the real agent. A lot of these people who be all like, that person's CIA, that person's FBI, that person's a Fed, that person's a Fed, that person's a Fed. No proof of that. That's a tactic of a CIA agent. That's a tactic of somebody who's working for the Feds. That's a tactic of them, of COINTELPRO. They're always trying to point the finger at the other people. so they can get the trail off of them. That's what they do. So when you see all these people, well, we already know he's an FBI. There's FBI agents. There's FBI agents. We already know that. Okay, well, hold on. Because we know our history enough to know 9 times out of 10, the person saying that, if you ain't got no proof, you saying that because you want the heat off of you. Yeah. Notice he doesn't put a name. He doesn't say a name. Okay. That he's already been discredited by that alone, as far as I'm concerned, because when you make the statement, it's a huge, that's not no small deal. People said, oh, Teresa pimp, Teresa this, Teresa that. You saying Tariq is a federal agent? Oh, that's a really big deal. You said according to court documents, I ain't seen them. Show it. If you got some documents that somebody in the movement is a federal agent, show it. Show it. Don't just say there's some documents. Trust me. Just believe me. Take my word for it. There's documents out there that they're a Fed. No, show it. Or else shut up about it then. Or else you're lying. And why would you be doing that? You see? Then he brings up this tweet. He's just pulling up random tweets. We don't know. He could have made this damn tweet. Okay? But who knows? Okay, you pulling up tweets. Twitter is crazy. But what does this mean?
It was like, Negro, we made it. We did it. And this is why we can't have nice things. Because instead of actually wanting empowerment, instead of actually wanting freedom, there is a group of these Black Americans who are nothing more than Sambo soldiers themselves. But they have managed to do mental gymnastics to try and act as if they're for Black empowerment. And they're about the Black people, okay? We really about Black people and everything. But in all actuality, they're nothing more than, Sambo soldiers.
He's out of line, but he's right.
They want a pat on the head. That's what they want. They want acknowledgement.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated.
Instead of actual policy, legislation,
Now, what's interesting, anytime the Democrats do any pathetic, disgraceful, offensive acknowledgement of Black people, you got a bunch of folks out there crying and jumping up and down and screaming and hooping and hollering. The Democrats did that the entire Biden administration. And Amazing Lucas and all of these people who claim that we want white acknowledgement and white approval and we want to be closer to white people, they don't say that if the white person is a Democrat. Y'all remember this clip? Let me put this clip up.
And especially for those moments where this campaign was at its lowest ebb, the African-American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw how when he said African-American community, there was people honking their horns and clapping and cheering and all of this stuff. They didn't call them, oh, y'all want a pat on the head from the white man. Is Joe Biden not a white man? Oh, he's a Democrat, though. He's a Democratic white man. So it's okay if Massa Joe Biden, if Jim Crow Joe Biden, if he acknowledges Black people, that doesn't make the Black people he acknowledged sellouts. It doesn't make, when Joe Biden goes to a Juneteenth parade or a Juneteenth party, okay, when he's talking to Glorilla, when he's having Cardi B up there, when he's having Megan Thee Stallion at the White House, that's not them shucking and jiving for the white man. Then that don't count. That don't count because Joe Biden's a Democrat. But the second we just acknowledge that Tucker Carlson happens to be correct, it's, man, y'all selling out for the white man. I can't believe this. I thought y'all was pro-Black. Y'all want white approval so damn bad. Well, okay. Selling out for the white man means acknowledging, or because that's all we were doing, acknowledging the Republicans or a Republican, not the Republicans, a single person who is a Republican. And this is to gaslight anybody from saying, well, FBA, y'all alt-right. We alt-right. and y'all was damn near jumping through loops of fire and walking on all fours like a damn dog for Joe Biden the entire time, and we the sellouts, even though we not even doing that for Trump. Y'all was damn near eating off the floor for Joe Biden, all of them. There's nothing Joe Biden could do that was wrong. Joe Biden didn't even know what day it was. He didn't even know if he was alive, okay? Joe Biden had a dementia calling people boys and the N-word half the time. And y'all was sitting up there drinking water off the floor like a dog for Joe Biden. But the second we said, hey, you know, that Republican person is correct. Oh, y'all selling out for the white man? I can't believe y'all would do. Y'all want white approval so damn bad. Dude, you still got a leash on your neck from the Democrats. Don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. They pull and you sit up there, neck get yanked and then you running over there. Okay? You still got a whole Democrat collar on you. But you sitting up there talking about somebody getting white approval. Don't do that. Y'all the ones getting paid by them. But it's the people who are the agents, the ones who are calling it out. And they're mad. He's doing this and he's insulting and he's being condescending and all of this stuff because he's mad. Because the whole DNC agenda was to ignore FBA in the hopes that FBA would eventually lose steam, even though it can't lose steam because FBA is not a movement. FBA is the lineage. But they thought that it was going to lose steam. They thought people were going to fade away. And they're realizing that it's not fading away. The talking points and the argument and the advocacy is not fading away. It's only growing, and it's growing to a point where everybody has to recognize it, whether they agree with it or not.
Want acknowledgement, and this is where we are. This is why we get, because they constantly want to complain about Democrats, right? The hustle is they're not for Republicans, but all the criticism is levied against Democrats. Bro, that's COINTELPRO. What are we talking about? A lot of these Negroes have already gotten the $7K check from Israel. We already know that.
Y'all see that again? Y'all see that again? He said a lot of us have gotten a $7K check from Israel. Huh? What are you talking about? No, you need to put a name on that. You see that? Put a name on it. Amazing Lucas. I'll call you. We'll have a live debate about that. Put a name on who you think in this movement has gotten anything from Israel. Notice he's calling people agents. Now he's saying we're getting paid by Israel. Who is getting paid by Israel? Amazing Lucas. And the crazy part about that is we know for a fact the Democrats do pay y'all. I'm not saying they pay him, but we know we have receipts on who they do pay. They do pay influencers. They do have a dark money fund. They do pay you all. All right. Well, you sitting up there, and when have I don't know about anybody else, but when have I ever caped for Israel or even sided with them? When have I done that? Why would Israel be sitting up there talking about paying me when I talk about reparations? Why would they're not doing that? Because we're not defending them. But all of this slander, that's why he doesn't want to put a name on it, because the second he puts a name on it, he's then going to have to prove it. And he knows he's lying. He knows he can't prove it. So he doesn't want to put a name on it. Okay? That's why. He's really delegitimizing himself by making all of these false claims.
But that's what they're doing. Oh, the Democrats this and the Democrat that and the Democrat this. And it's like, you know, I don't get me wrong. The whole kente cloth with Nancy Pelosi, that's foolishness. But this is literally the same thing. This is a Fishback and Tucker Carlson talking about FBA. I like those guys. And yeah, they're American. This is the same thing as Hillary Clinton and the hot sauce. All right. And to further prove my point, you have Fishback who's talking about the biggest issue with the country right now is the great replacement in anti-white racism.
I'm here with James Fishback. He is a candidate running for Florida governor. James, what's something that is such a big issue in America that Republican politicians won't talk about?
The great replacement and white genocide, they're both real, and I'm running for Florida governor to stop it. It should not be this hard for Americans to exist in their own country. The entire premise of my campaign is that Florida is our home, America is our birthright, and we can never let them steal it from us.
And do I need to say anything about Tucker Carlson? Do I at this point? But what you need to realize is that they know that these Negroes just want a pat on the head. They know that they don't really want reparations. They don't care about reparations. They don't care about, police reform. They don't care about any of that. They don't care about black women dying in the hospital. What they want is a pat on the head. They want, to be seen in the eyes of massa that, hey, y'all not like them people over there. You know that, right?
Okay. Here's the thing. He don't want that. He doesn't want that. They don't want reparations. They don't want police reform. They don't want this. They don't want that. Notice that I'm going to speak for myself because I can't speak for everybody. But I've been on YouTube for over 5 years now. I have never one time changed the channel's purpose. Not one time. Not one time have I pivoted. Not one time that I used to make this type of content. Now I make this type of content. I didn't do that. I haven't grifted. I haven't pivoted. I haven't changed the channel's name. I haven't changed the channel's theme. Now, of course, I've made some improvements here or there. I put some graphics here or there, but the channel has not changed from its genesis. It has not changed. And I can say that for a lot of other people that I'm sure you all follow. Except Amazing Lucas. Amazing Lucas has changed several times. He's left and right. He's hot and cold on everything. He was a Republican. He was a conservative. Then he was FBA. He was rooting for FBA. Now he's not rooting for FBA. Now he's a Democrat. First he was a gamer. Now he's this. Now he's that. Amazing Lucas pivots depending on whatever best suits his channel. I was on Black Empowerment when it didn't suit the channel, when the channel was getting shadow banned, even though we still do get shadow banned, okay? All of us do. But I didn't pivot. I didn't say, well, you know what, if the channel is getting shadow banned, I guess I need to go where I didn't go where I thought most of the views were, or most of the subscribers, or most of the money was. I didn't do that. He has. He's the only one who has. He doesn't have the right to sit up there and talk about anybody. We don't want reparations. Dude, when you were a Republican, you were saying that we needed to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. I've never said that. Amazing Lucas, he was the one saying that. He was the one saying that we needed to get over racism and white supremacy. That's probably his white side. Oh, did y'all know that Amazing Lucas was half white? Did y'all know that Amazing Lucas? A lot of people might not have known Amazing Lucas is half white. I'm not saying that. Maybe y'all didn't know that, but yeah, he is. Okay, just so you know, it might have been the white side that was the Republican side to him. Yeah, go ask him about it. Yeah, go ask him about it. He'll admit it. There's receipts on that. He'll admit it. Mm-hmm. Now you can't. Now it starts to make a little bit more sense now. He's been this, he's been that, he's been this, he's been that, he's been this, he's been that. But he has the audacity to vaguely claim that we're being paid by Israel. Okay.
You're special, okay? They want to be house Negroes.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made.
That's what they want to be.
We want to be house Negroes. Let me show you some house Negroes. Hold on. Let me show you some house. Oh, man, come on now. Pull up the thing. These are house Negroes. This is what a house Negro looks like. All of these people around Joe Biden. All them clapping and all that stuff. This is a house Negro. These are a bunch of... Now, Amazing Lucas ain't going to say nothing about him. He's not going to say anything about these house Negroes who are Democrat. Putting his hand... Oh, boy, Master Biden. Look, let's take a... Oh, no house Negro there, huh? All that singing and shucking and jiving and all that stuff. Give me a fist bump. You see that? That's a house Negro for you. And he ain't going to demand nothing from Joe Biden. He just wants to be in the room. He feels so happy. Joe Biden look like he don't even know where he's at. I don't know what doing all these Negroes around me. I just don't understand. I thought we were supposed to be separate. I just wouldn't. One day I woke, am I in jail? Why am I there's so many blacks? I just don't know why I'm here. Yeah, that's a house Negro. Why you want to talk about somebody? Why he wants to talk about somebody? Let's bring it back though. He said, huh? Joe Biden said, I thought I locked you all up. I didn't. Why are you all outside? I thought the crime bill was supposed to get rid of y'all. What's going on?
To be house Negroes. And that is what happened. That is case in point what has happened. The same group of people who constantly talking about, oh, they ain't never done nothing for us, are the same group of people who tell you to sit on the couch. Hashtag sit on the couch. These are the same group of people who don't know who the representatives are, don't know who represents them in Congress, much less the House or the Senate, don't know how basic civics, but they want to tell you, hashtag cut the check. These are the same group of people.
Oh, dude, we know that. I've had meetings with several of them. Y'all, I've been to the Capitol. I don't know if he has. I've been there. I've met some. I can't even tell you how many politicians and elected officials I've met before. Okay? And I didn't shuck and jive for nobody. I didn't have to shuck and jive and ass kiss to get there. But I was able, we know we are more informed than the average person is. We're more informed than the average white person. We're more informed than anybody about who our representatives are, what they stand for, what they've done, what they will do. We know all of that stuff. He wants us to overlook that. He's sitting up there saying, we're dumb, we're dumb, we're dumb. And all this gaslighting, oh, they don't know this, they don't know this. Okay, well, inform us. Who are they? And why should they be supported? Just inform us and tell us why they should be supported then.
That will attend a reparations rally with no one in any position of power attending the reparations rally. Are you retarded? What are y'all doing? Who has given you this?
We attend the reparations rally with no one in power attending the reparations rally. Okay. So a rally only matters if a politician is at the rally. Is that what you're saying? Now, if we had a get out the vote rally for Kamala Harris wouldn't have to be there. They had a whole bunch of remember that? Remember how many damn get out the vote rallies that they had where nobody in power actually attended the rally? But Amazing Lucas isn't going to say anything about that. But he's going to talk about the reparations rally, which actually was effective because it did what it was supposed to do. It got out the message. That's what was supposed to happen. A rally is supposed to get out the message. Let me just say this, because a lot of people say stuff about the rally. Oh, what was the rally for? Rallies, just in principle, is there to galvanize the people and to signal boost whatever the message is. That is what a rally is for. That is the purpose of a rally. Okay? The rally is to socialize and condition the society to hear the issues and the grievance of whatever's going on, or the mission statement of whatever particular rally it is, and to get that out there. You do not have to have a politician at the rally. You don't. And actually, we did. But you actually don't have to have a politician at the rally. The rally was successful because the rally has then signal boosted the importance of reparations. Both of the rallies were very successful because both of the rallies accomplished that feat. And by accomplishing that feat, now you have a whole bunch of task forces everywhere. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that all of a sudden we got task forces all in California. We got task forces in New York. You got a task force coming up in Chicago. We got a task force over here. And we got everybody talking about reparations now, because now reparations is a popular issue. Now reparations is an issue that cannot be ignored. This is what the purpose of the rally was for. For people over here who says we don't know anything, okay, and wants to call us the R word. This is why we accomplished, and shout out to everybody who was a part of the rally. Okay, we accomplished exactly what we set out for at the rally. And here's the thing: if we had a politician at the rally, they would be all like, you see, you're working for this party. You're working for this party. No, we didn't do it. We did it purely grassroots. We didn't have any political party backing us up. We didn't have any politician endorsing us, any corporation endorsing us, backing us up, funding us. We didn't have any of that support. All of the support we had was straight from the community. Point blank, period. No middleman involved or anything. Straight from the community, and we got it done twice. And we see how effective it is because we see how reparations is being discussed seriously in multiple cities and states now. Amazing Lucas, he would have never had it done. He would have never had it done. Because Kamala said no to reparations, and he still wanted to support her.
False sense of, I don't know, black power or whatever, because all it is nothing more than whitewash white supremacy. That's all that is. I want people to understand that. This is, in a nutshell, white supremacy. Because if there is no action, and I've said this before, right? There is no leader. Oh, it's a lineage. Look at the lineage. I hear you. That's great, boo-boo. But we've been had lineage, okay? There is no special moniker or name that makes us get reparations, fam. Upon you identify as African American versus FBA versus ADOS, there is no magical fairy that goes, here's your reparations. That's not how that works. I don't care what you call me as long as the check cashes, okay? As long as the check clears. I don't care what you call me as long as you give me what is owed to me. That's not where the mindset is. These mofos just want acknowledgement. They want delineation. Oh,
No. He said we want delineation is a very important step. Hold on, let me just play it a little bit more.
Okay, delineate. I got a problem with that, but where does that get me? What policy does that get me? What legislation are we looking at? What bills are we looking at? Huh? Nothing, right? Because as I said, there's no leader. So there's no leader, there's no game plan. So what you have is chaos. Because there is no code of ethics. There is no code. And I find it hilarious that a group of people constantly want to talk about, oh, you off code and this code and that code. It's like, if there is no enforcement of the code, then there is no code, fam. This is the same thing we had with Ann Coulter. Y'all remember when Ann Coulter mentioned the name that shall not be mentioned, the FBA? They were all up on Ann Coulter.
So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational Black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this.
Y'all don't want anything. Y'all are, getting shoulder to shoulder with these people who despise you. Tucker Carlson, was just at the White House with a whole bunch of oil execs. Do you think Tucker Carlson cares about reparations? Huh? Do you think?
Okay. Here's the thing. Notice he says there's no leader. No, there's not a leader. And you don't need a specific leader to get stuff done. We are all the leaders. Okay? We're all the leaders. Everybody here can be a leader. We got leaders all over the place. If it has to be a leader, we got leaders all over the place. Everybody is a leader. There's no one who's more of a leader than another person. I can't tell you what to do because I'm not more of your leader than you are of me. We're all the leaders here. Now, what's interesting is that he just earlier in this very same video implied that we are following a leader, and that leader happens to be a federal agent. So either we're following a federal agent as our leader, or there is no leader. Which one is it? See, notice how the criticisms are the antithesis of each other. Notice he says your leader is a this and a this and a this and a this. And then he says, y'all don't have a leader. Y'all not doing anything. Y'all not getting nothing done. Dude, either we have a leader or we don't. You made the same argument in the same video. Two different arguments in the same video. The point of the matter is we don't have a leader. And we don't need one. And we are being effective. And to be very honest with you, the fact that Tucker Carlson acknowledged this fringe group that you said didn't matter, the fact that it is being acknowledged by people who have a high political status or high status when it comes to political conversations shows that this is more than just a fringe group, which is all we've been saying the whole time. We want policies, we want this, we want this, we want this. Okay, well, if we're not doing a good job, Amazing Lucas answered this question. Who should be the leader? Because if we need a leader so bad, if the code can't be the leader, because that's what we say, the code is the leader, and we know what the code is. If we need a physical person to be the leader, who should be the leader then? See? You see how messed up we get when we start talking like that?
Do you think Tucker Carlson cares about police reform? Do you think
he said, do you think Tucker Carlson cares about reparations? No. No, he don't. Tucker Carlson does not agree with reparations. He doesn't agree with reparations the same way Gavin Newsom doesn't agree with reparations. Hold on. Tucker Carlson doesn't agree with reparations the same way Gavin Newsom doesn't agree with reparations. James Fishback doesn't agree with reparations the same way Kathy Hochul doesn't agree with reparations. Ann Coulter doesn't agree with reparations the same way Kamala Harris doesn't agree with reparations. Don't cherry pick. Oh, you know they don't agree with reparations. Dude, all of these Democrats been saying no. Brian Donalds doesn't agree with reparations the same way Bernie Sanders doesn't agree with reparations. So where does that leave us now? Both teams don't want reparations. None of them agree with reparations. Donald Trump don't agree with reparations the same way Joe Biden doesn't agree with reparations. So we're at the same point. So don't hyper focus on, you already know the Republicans don't want no reparations. The Republicans ain't no reparations over there. Okay. We've been on the Democratic side for the longest time, with absolutely no chance of getting reparations. And here's the worst part about it. The worst part about it is that the Democrats are not only denying us reparations, they're funding everybody else. If we're going to compare apples to apples for a second, just 1 second, we can at least say that. The Republicans, they cutting off funding to everybody. The Republicans, the ones who are cutting off funding to the Somalian daycares and to this foreign group and to this and to this and to this and to this. Call a spade a spade. Whether you like it or don't. The Democrats say no to reparations, but they giving money over here, money over here. You get something, They become Oprah Winfrey. You get this and you get money and you get a check and you get a check and illegals come in so you get a check. That's how they get. So to be honest with you, if we're just thinking strategy here, we actually are making a little bit more progress if we go to the other side. Okay? Or not even go to the other side. If we just stop helping Democrats destroy us. That's it. To me, that's what we're doing. We're just not aiding in our own destruction by the Democratic Party. That's all we're doing. They're having millions of people come in here and then they're just giving them money after money after money after money. So much so cities go broke. Chicago is broke because of them. New York, LA, folk in debt because of them. And you want to say, well, Tucker Carlson doesn't agree with reparations. What? Didn't Joy Reid say that if we are online talking about reparations that we're Russian bots? Joy Reid, who's a Democrat, Joy Reid, who's a liberal, Joy Reid, who's a tether, said that if we talk about reparations, we're Russian bots. But we got to focus on Tucker Carlson saying he doesn't support reparations. I'm not seeing anybody on the Democrat side who does support reparations. All of them are all of them are saying reparations is a bad thing. Okay? You get more hate. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You have more hatred for reparations on the Democratic side than you do on the Republican side. You do. I'm not saying any other side wants it. But we've been having a harder fight with them in charge for reparations. Come on. Let's not lie. Let's not lie about it. If you're going to call somebody out, I'm cool with it. Just be even-handed with it.
Tucker Carlson cares about what's going on in Chicago or any type of black lived experience? No. Do you think James Fishback cares about what? Because he says it in the conversation. Oh, they're just trying to latch on to the struggles of these people.
But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the Foundation of Black Americans use. It's called tether.
What struggles do you know of Black American people, huh? Do you think this fool cares about Black Americans, FBA or whatever? No. He is using these group of people to incite and foment hatred for Byron Donalds. That's all he's doing. He is trying to win an election. So if he can get these useful idiots, which is what they are, to side with him, then that's a good thing for him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about them, but he's willing to utilize them for his empowerment. So until Negroes.
Is that not what y'all was doing when y'all was out there? Project 2025, which notice you ain't heard nothing about no Project 2025 in the longest, have you? And I said that. I was the first one to make a whole live stream saying that all that Project 2025 stuff was propaganda. I was the first one to make a live stream about that. That Project 2025 stuff was propaganda, and it was fear mongering that they were using against the political right. Okay. And you guys were trying to use they all try to use black people, and that's why I'm not on any side. I'm not on the left or the right. I'm just on whatever side is best for black people, whatever decision is best for black people at the time. Because the thing is that we don't have any permanent friends or enemies. We only have permanent interest. Our interest is the only thing that is permanent. Our friends are not permanent, nor are our enemies. That's what I'm saying. But y'all was out there trying to fear ICE is gonna ICE can't tell the difference. ICE is gonna take you and drop you off somewhere randomly in Africa. They're gonna throw a dart at the wall and then just take you there. And that hasn't happened yet. Project 2025 is just gonna come down and start blowing black people up again. That didn't happen. The same way y'all said it was gonna happen the first time, it didn't happen. And it's not happening now. But yet James Fishback is trying to use black people. Okay. If we are dumb for believing James Fishback, which nobody does, the same way we're dumb for believing James Fishback is the same way any black person who believes J.B. Prisker is dumb. If we're dumb for believing James Fishback, we're dumb for believing Wes Moore. How about that? But he's not going to say that.
Until black people, black Americans, ADOS, FBA, whatever y'all want to call yourselves, until y'all stop wanting a pat on the head and acknowledgement from these demons, from this lineage of evil, we ain't going to get anywhere. This is why we are where we are right now, because we are as a group politically dumb. And you can't say, nuh-uh, Lucas, because that's how we are treated. You get treated how you allow someone to treat you. And how we have been treated is like hoes. It's as simple as that. That's what it is. They don't offer you anything. They don't promise you anything, but then you vote again. And then you say,
dude, they don't offer us anything. They don't promise us anything. Remember this? Hold on.
Especially those moments, and especially those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb, the African-American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours.
Yo, what did we get from Joe Biden? Name what we got from Joe Biden. We didn't get nothing from Joe Biden except ignored. We didn't get a damn thing from Joe Biden except pain and a bunch of illegal immigrants. Yet they don't promise us anything. Well, the Democrats tell us that they're not going to honor any of their promises, the ones that they do make. So what are you talking? We're idiots, and you're the ones telling us to vote for a woman who openly said no for reparations. Who's openly said no for reparations and did not change her mind.
Hey, well, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for the other guy. And the other guy doesn't like you at all. But instead of holding their feet to the fire, instead of being educated in the political system, instead of being educated in this game, because we can be educated in all other games, football, UFC, soccer, baseball, basketball. This is the one game that determines all those other games, bro. But this is the one game that seems that we are systematically forced out of. We have been told, hey, don't worry about it. It's all rigged. Don't worry about it. It's all, there's nothing you can do. It's all rigged. Instead of you knowing a basketball player's name, why don't you know a congressperson's name? Huh? Instead of knowing the stats for LeBron versus Jordan or Curry versus LeBron or whatever, why don't you know the stats of some representatives? But they don't want.
That's that white side. I want you to understand. That's his white side talking. That's his white side. Oh, man, y'all don't know nothing about none but no basketball. Y'all know about LeBron and Michael Jordan, but y'all don't know nothing about politics. Y'all stupid. Y'all dumb. Y'all this. Y'all that. That's that very condescending whiteness That's his white DNA coming out and speaking on us. Okay? That's what he's doing. Who says we don't know nothing about who says that? And who are you who are you? Because you started your channel talking about video games, dude. He started his channel talking about Spider-Man. Making Spider-Man reviews of the Spider-Man game. And then you've been all over the place politically. Yet you got the audacity to call somebody dumb and stupid. See, that's that whiteness. And notice he uses a bunch of stereotypes too. That's how you know his white DNA is talking. Why are you talking to black people in such a stereotypical fashion?
I want you to know that, because once we start educating ourselves on, wait, who is this person? Who's funding them? How do they get that money? What's this shell company over here? Once we start doing our due diligence here, then we become a problem. And we are the only group of people that has been a problem to these races. Everyone else kowtows. Asians, Indians, Latinos, even African immigrants, okay? The tethers, as they want to say. But we are the only group of people who are like, nah, that's some BS. I ain't doing that. So what happens?
If every other group of, and look, this is the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If every other group of people kowtows, he acknowledges that, then why is delineation an issue? See, they can't be honest about delineation because they would have to be honest about how everybody else behaves and everybody else acts. You acknowledge they can't, because they can't deny it. You acknowledge all of these other people's issues and the problematic behavior that all of these other people bring into our community. They have to acknowledge that. But then when we say, okay, well, we got to delineate because these people are problems, then it's, man, y'all just want a pat on the head from white people. Y'all just sound like white supremacists. Hold on. Didn't you just acknowledge that all of these other people are servants and acquiesce to white people? So what are we supposed to do? If you telling us, him and the other dude before, if you're telling us that all of these other people fall in line with white supremacy and us delineating is also white supremacy, damn, it looked like we can't win then, huh? If we fall in line, that's white supremacy. If we separate, that's also white supremacy. It just looked like we're just going to lose. We can't delineate. We can't be with them. What are we supposed to do, Amazing Lucas, at that point? Because it seems like you're just going to have an issue with everything. You see that? Now, of course, he doesn't want to debate on that subject because he knows he would lose all of this double speak.
Happens. How do we, silence these group of people? How do we domesticate these group of people so they don't see us as a threat? Simple. Make them feel inferior. That's what they do. And the only way that they can feel inferior, or the only way that they can overcome that inferiority, is via our approval.
And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is.
Nigga, please. This is mental warfare, okay, mind you. This is mental warfare. The moment in time you got more...
He got that nigga please from Jason. He got that soundbite from Jason. Okay. Damn, he a colonizer too, but all right then.
Hatred and animosity and disdain for an African immigrant, then Tucker Carlson and James Fishback, you've lost the plot, okay? That's how I know you really are a Black American, because I can tell that your brain has been conditioned. You have been conditioned for your own self-destruction, because that is a self-destructive mindset to have, where you big up a racist because, I don't know, they talk like you. I've seen this happen before, where you'll have a white person or a non-Black person dressed like you and be like, oh yeah, you welcome to the cookout. Oh, or they dance, right? They can do a dance or a jig. Oh, you coming to the cookout. What is this?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Do you think Jews do that? Do you think if your little black butt puts on a yarmulke, they be like, oh yeah, bro, you definitely coming to the synagogue, bro. Shabbat shalom. Is that what you think is gonna happen? Do you think the Latinos, okay, you put on a sombrero, they go, oh yeah, bro, you definitely coming to quinceanera. No, this is this mindset I'm talking about, where it's like, it's a poison that has happened. Well, we have become so domesticated. We have become so open and welcoming, all right? And don't even get me started on the scripture and how the scripture has been bastardized, especially for us, because it's practically a slave Bible. We're the only group of people who do this stuff. Oh yeah, man, you talk like us. You cool with us. No one else does that, fam. No one else does that. And I find it just hysterical.
Yo, maybe I missed it. When was Tucker Carlson invited to the White House? I mean, the cookout. Who gave Tucker Carlson the invitation to the cookout, y'all? Notice how all of these DNC shills have to exaggerate. All we said is, oh, damn, look, Tucker Carlson acknowledged our talking point. And here they are, oh, man, y'all inviting him to the cookout? Oh, my God, here y'all go. Y'all always inviting people to the cookout. Dude, y'all sitting up there, y'all been inviting Gavin Newsom, Kathy Hochul, J.B. Pritzker, all of these folk to the cookout. Y'all damn near inviting that white woman who was shot by ICE to the cookout. Any white person who's a Democrat or a liberal, y'all inviting to the damn cookout. All right, y'all invited Joe Biden to the cookout. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't even do that. Y'all be inviting Bernie Sanders, AOC, Joe Biden, Kathy Hochul, J.B. Pritzker, Gavin Newsom, all of these non-blacks to the cookout. Kamala Harris, all of these non-blacks to the cookout. We never invited Tucker Carlson to the cookout. They have to exaggerate the point and embellish on the point. And so they can skew it and make it seem as if we want to be under their leadership. Okay. All right. Now, if it was a Democrat who said the same exact thing, it wouldn't be an issue. But because it's a Republican, now we invited him to the cookout. I think Amazing Lucas is upset because Unamazing Lucas is not invited to the cookout. Yeah, Lucas ain't invited to the cookout because his white half of the family tells him to bring raisins in the potato salad. He put raisins in the potato salad. I can tell. He at least put raisins in half the potato salad. He's like 50-50. So the thing is, you can't even tell there's raisins in the potato salad because he put the raisins under there. It's not like he sprinkled it on there. It's all embedded in the potato salad. Okay. So that's why he's not invited. And all of this exaggeration, he can't even pull up where anybody's doing that. He's just saying this. I want you to think about it. He's literally just saying this. He pulled up one tweet, and notice in the tweet that he pulled up, he cropped out the person who made that tweet. He cropped out the address of the tweet. So we don't know who the tweet came from. He's not quoting anything anybody has said. He's not pulling up any video of us being yeah, go Tucker Carlson, go James Fishback, go. He's not pulling any of that stuff up. You pulled up one vague tweet that, first off, you don't even know if the person who made that tweet is FBA or not. Because we can't fact check that because you edited out, you cropped out who made the tweet, which is kind of suspicious if you ask me. But off of one very suspect tweet, now you're going to say the whole lineage is inviting Tucker Carlson to the cookout. I'm telling you, this is how agents move. This is how agents move. He has no receipts, no proof, no verification. Yet in this video, he's alleged that we got FBI informants that we're following and that we're being paid by Israel.
That we would be more accommodating to two anti-black races than a black immigrant who's just trying to survive, bro. I don't care what Tucker Carlson or with this James Fishback, clackback, whatever he says. I don't care, fam. They are meaningless. If they are actually want to be allies, because what should be happening, they should be protesting right now, if anything. They should be livid with Fishback and Tucker Carlson taking black talking points and mentioning them out of their freaking demonic mouths, okay? They have stained the words FBA and Tether by them even mentioning them. Damn. Instead of y'all giving them big ups and saying, oh, we made it.
What? Okay.
You should be livid that these two races who are going, one who is looking to be in a significant amount of power, being the governor of Florida, and Tucker Carlson, who has a direct line to Trump, have done nothing for these group of people that they believe are real Americans. For these group of people that they know are going through struggles and obstacles in this country, have not lifted a damn finger. But y'all Negroes want to be happy because they called your name. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not I believe, look, you got it wrong, okay? You sounded like a tether, all right? You have to understand, we're doing a lot of stuff, okay? This is a lineage, all right? That's why we can't have a leader. Or if you have a leader, listen, bro. Y'all got it, bro. I ain't got the patience or the time or the energy to argue with a lot of these low IQ, knuckle dragging, nothing more than pretty much just white ignorance. with more melanin. Okay, that's.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? He said he does not have time for a bunch of low IQ, knuckle dragging idiots. Do you know who drags their knuckles? Monkeys. Monkeys drag their knuckles. Okay? When they're walking, because they got very long arms, like short legs, they drag their knuckles on the ground. So he's calling us a bunch of monkeys. Low IQ, which is a racist insult that they use against black people. Monkeys. We're a bunch of low IQ monkeys. This is what this half-breed mulatto just called us. But we're the ones who want white approval. We're the ones who are the problem. It seems like he's trying to get white approval from his mama. That's kind of what it seems like to me. Notice anytime he insults foundational black Americans, it's always these very racist stereotypes. Explain to me how you can be a true advocate for a group of people and call them racial slurs at the same time. I'm not saying, man, y'all a bunch of dumb, even if he said y'all a bunch of ignorant niggas. Okay. But to call a group of people, a group of black people, low IQ, knuckle dragging idiots, you think he's on our side? You think he's on our side? To be very honest with you, as crazy as this sounds, I can't remember Tucker Carlson saying something like that. Now, Tucker Carlson has spewed a lot of racist narratives, but how are you going to call Tucker Carlson a racist and call us low IQ monkeys? What is the difference between you and Tucker Carlson, except you're half black and he's not half? You just got a one black parent. Besides that, I don't see the difference between you and Tucker Carlson, you and Ben Shapiro, you and James Fishback, you and any of them. Hell, with that point, Brian Donalds, as tether as he is, Brian Donalds has not said that about black people. A bunch of I want you to really resonate with that. These are the DNC shills, y'all. These are the people who are talking about us. He has lied, calling people FBI agents, calling people monkeys, saying that people have been paid off. All of these DNC shills are triggered. Why are they so triggered? Why are they so mad? Why? FBA is all right. FBA is all right. What? We didn't even do anything. We're not in the video with Tucker Carlson. We're not in the video. We didn't do anything. We didn't make him do it. No, it's the fact that you guys are upset because every single time a figure of any status acknowledges FBA, you guys know that you guys are losing your argument. You guys are losing because you guys cannot tell the society that FBA is a small fringe thing that needs to be ignored. And every time it's said, every time we make headlines, every time we trend, you guys know it's becoming more and more impossible to stop the movement. That's what you guys understand. And that's why every time FBA goes viral, FBA gets in the headlines, FBA gets to trending, you guys get upset. Whether Fat Joe did it, whether Tucker Carlson did it, whether whomever did it, you guys are upset about it. You're mad about that. You all are mad at us on behalf of Brian Donalds, even though Brian Donalds is a Republican who's a tether. He's doing this in defense of a Republican tether. So it's not even about the political side. You supposed to be on the left, but you send up there caping for Brian Donalds? How does that make sense? It's about stopping us. None of them actually believes what they're saying. None of them actually believes that we're alt-right. None of them believes that. None of them believes what they're trying to say. This is why they don't put a name on it. They want the movement to stop. And they realize that, you know what? We can't stop the movement. The movement is growing. The movement makes too much sense. We can't stop it. We can't ignore it out of existence. So what their new strategy is, you know what? Okay, fine. What we're going to have to do is now we're going to have to put this jacket on FBA. Put this stain on FBA. We're going to have to, because we've been trying to tell people that FBA was a fringe group of Russian bots. What happened to the Russian bot thing? That died a quick death. That died very quick. That was DOA, dead on arrival. The whole Russian bot stuff that they were trying to push. Okay. You're only online, that died. Notice that they don't say that no more like that. They can't say that no more. Okay. Okay, then. They're MAGA. That's it. That's it. They get their think tanks together. They're MAGA. We'll just say they're MAGA. We'll say they're MAGA and they're alt-right. Okay? And that will make the movement look bad. That will make the whole label and brand look bad. Dude. This is what happens when they try to stop the movement. It's not going to work. Notice these people who are doing that, they got to damn near come out with their apology videos. Like Antonio Speaks, got to come out with an apology video after that. This dude, this race, I think, to be honest, I don't think he likes black people like that no way anyway. He's never been for black Americans. He's never been. Not one time. This is a racist mulatto, the same way Obama was. He's speaking, when he says all of these racist things, when he calls us dumb, when he says we're low IQ, when he calls us simpletons, when he calls us monkeys, he says that for real. If he's willing to say that on camera, recorded, edited, and post that on YouTube for the whole world to see, what do you think he says about us behind closed doors? What do you think he honestly feels about us behind closed doors if he's willing to call us low IQ monkeys on YouTube? But you think that we doing something wrong? Let me tell you something. If what we're doing is pissing him off, to me, I think that means we're doing the right thing. If we're pissing off somebody who's a closeted mulatto racist who hates his own blackness, because a self-respecting black person wouldn't refer to other black people as monkeys. I don't care. I don't care. Myron Gaines, he does that too, because Myron Gaines he wants to be white too. All of these people who refer, to me, anytime, not even to me, when a black person refers to another black person as an animal, that's because they hate blackness. Period. You can't convince me anything else. Okay? And all of these black people or black people who refer to other black people as animals and these things, that's because they hate their own blackness. They don't want to be black. They don't want to be black, so they don't care about what happens to black people. All of this, they got low IQ. That's because you hate your own blackness. See, we love ourselves over here. If y'all love yourselves, put the 100% emoji in the chat room, family. We love our blackness. We don't want to trade that. And this happens with the tragic mulatto a lot, because you know that you are almost white, which is what you really want to be. They really want to be white. I don't want to be white. I can tell a lot of y'all don't want to be white. We don't want to be white. He does. And he's mad at blackness because he feels like that blackness prevents him from being white. The Hodge twins, that's another one. Notice these mulattoes, these people who are, you're not really white, but the black part of the black DNA is stopping you from being non-black. Black, they hate it. They hate that part of themselves. And by calling black people monkeys and low IQ and this and that, that's them projecting their own self-hate. He wouldn't do this. Amazing Lucas wouldn't do this if Amazing Lucas didn't hate black people and hate himself. That's why he can't have a political stance on anything. That's why he's always shifting and turning and this and that, because he doesn't know who he is. He hates who he is. He's going to go with whatever is convenient for him, because he doesn't feel like he has a purpose in this world because he's black, or at least he has black DNA. He's mulatto. He doesn't care about the community. He never has. He doesn't now. If you care, I don't care how much tough love you try to give. There's some people, there's a time and a place where tough love is necessary. I 100% agree with that. And I don't think that we're above tough love. I don't think that we're above criticism. I don't. You have to criticize people. You have to give people tough love. You got to kind of discipline sometimes is necessary. A parent, and you know, for a lot of people in the chat room, a lot of y'all have children. You got to tell your kid right from wrong. You got to tell your child when they've done something wrong. You got to discipline the kid when they do stuff wrong. That's what you got to do. If you call your kid a dumb monkey, that's a different thing. That's beyond discipline. I can say, hey, you messing up, you doing this, you doing this, you doing this. When you start calling them an animal, when you start calling them a stupid, retarded monkey, when you start saying that, then, oh, whoa, hold on. That's beyond some tough love there. Now that's another thing. So this is what he's doing. When he talks like that, that's not no tough love. That's no, I'm just really frustrated that black people can't get it together. There's a lot of times I'm frustrated. I've never called black people no monkey. I've never said black people are low IQ, which is low IQ. That's an alt-right talking point. He's getting mad that Tucker Carlson said FBA as he's regurgitating alt-right insults and talking points. The whole low IQ insult, that's an alt-right insult that he's repeating. Okay? Notice that these people don't care about black people. They will say the second you piss them off, they say the most anti-black race. They speak like they're a damn Klans member. You damn near can't tell the difference between them and a Klans member. The second you make him upset, and he's supposed to be for black people. The second you make Roland Martin upset, he's supposed to be for black people. They sound like a damn angry Klans member. An angry, redneck, hillbilly Klans member. The second you make them upset. They get to calling black people stupid, saying we got low IQs, we're simpletons, we're this, we're that, we can't get it together. They say the same thing you think you at a Klan rally when you listen to them when they get upset. No. Not at all. Okay. We got to get to the super chat. I appreciate it. Look, the lost Hodge triplet. You know what? To be honest with you, you might be on to something. Hold on, to be honest with you, if you guys know what the Hodge twins look like, let me show you guys a picture. If you guys don't know what the Hodge twins look like, because actually, to be honest with you, I can kind of see it a little bit. Hold on. Let me wait a second. Hold on for a second. Let me show you an image real quick. Whoa, hold on. Okay. Yeah. To be honest with you, when you look at it, yeah, I can. Yeah, he actually does. He actually really does. Just like kind of look at it. He actually really does. That's kind of crazy. That is actually kind of crazy. He actually does look like he might be. He might be. That's wild. Wow. That is crazy. Hey, whoa, hey, hold on. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Lost Hodge trip. Oh man, I'm never gonna forget that one. You know what? It makes a lot of sense too. Because you guys know the Hodge twins didn't start talking about political stuff either. When they were coming up, they were making skits and stuff like that, kind of comical videos. That's how they started coming up. They started making comical skits and videos and stuff like that. And then they pivoted to fitness. And then they pivoted from fitness to being alt-right Sambos. And all of this pivoting and shifting, and now you hate black people is the same way not consciously, is the same way Amazing Lucas has done. Notice these mulattoes don't really know where they want to stay. That's interesting. Amazing Lucas is doing this because I think Amazing Lucas wants to get a check. He wants to get a check. He wants that dark money, whatever it is, the same thing Conscious Lee gets. He wants that. And he is willing to sell black people out to get it. He tried to get a check with the Republicans, my theory. He was going on that with the Republicans. He didn't have a change of heart. He switched over because he reached the ceiling. He reached the ceiling with the Republican stuff, and he wound up pivoting over. Now he's not a conservative. Now he's not a Republican anymore. He pivoted over to FBA. Remember, he was a proud FBA. He was proud of FBA. He backed all, the FBA delineation and all that stuff. He was all on board for that. But then, bills got to be paid, right? I mean, I get it. Bills got to be paid. So then he switched over. Now he's a DNC agent. Now he's an agent and an ass kisser for the Democrats. So who knows how long that's going to last. Then he's going to change back to something else. Then he's going to do horror stories or something like that. Then next thing you know, he's going to make a cooking video. And then he's going to be cooking. It's going to be cooking with Amazing Lucas now. Then it's going to go back to gaming. Who knows? Then he's going to be a sports commentator with Stephen A. Smith. I don't know. He's going to pivot once that starts to dry up. If he doesn't get that DNC money, he's going to pivot because that's what he is. These type of people, they only think about themselves. They're only selfish and they think about themselves. So, yeah, he's going to do a whole bunch of true crime documentaries and stuff like that. That's what he's going to do. I want y'all to understand, they're mad. This whole thing, they're mad. All of them. And why? Why are they mad? Because we haven't said anything. We didn't say we were going to vote for James Fishback. We didn't say that. Why are they mad? They're mad because they understand that the only way to stop us is to get us to fall apart. And they can't do that. They want to say they're alt-right, they're alt-right. Don't look into them. Don't join them. They're alt-right. They're being paid by Israel. They're FBI. They're this. They follow this leader, but they don't have a leader, but they this, they that. This is desperate, y'all. I'm not even that mad about it. It's desperate. This is pathetically desperate. And they wouldn't have to do this if we were in the wrong. Because if we were in the wrong, we would have, the FBA lineage, no, not the lineage, the movement would have fell apart years ago. If we were in the wrong, we wouldn't be able to have rally after rally, expo after this, after that. We wouldn't be able to be so successful and effective. We wouldn't have different reparations task force all over the country if we weren't effective. If we were in the wrong, we wouldn't be so successful. If we were not in the wrong, Kamala would have won. Kamala did not win the election because of us, and they know that. They know that. They don't want to admit it. They don't, but they know it. So now their whole thing is to be like, okay, well, we can't ignore them out of existence now. And this is something I said right after the election, that now they're going to try to rebrand and relabel us, especially right before the next election, to rebrand and relabel us. So their way they can kind of discredit us a little bit because they can't ignore us. They realize with the loss of Kamala Harris, they can't ignore us. So now they got to discredit us. And that's not going to work either. It's not going to work either. Because you can't say that we're Republicans and voting for the couch. That doesn't make sense. By the fact that, can we put the couch emoji in the chat room? By the fact that we are saying we're voting for the couch, that means you can't ignore us. You can't ignore what we're doing. by the fact that we're saying we're focusing on our lineage and protecting our lineage from everybody, not just immigrants. We're protecting them from the racist white people, from liberal white people, from everybody. We're protecting it from everybody. And we're focusing on ourselves for ourselves. That's difficult to spin. When we say we want reparations for the hardship and the enslavement of our ancestry, we want reparations because a debt is owed. That's a hard thing to spin. You can't really make that sound alt-right. And one talking point, you say that we're alt-right, but then you say we want reparations, even though those two things don't mix. It's like water and oil. It doesn't mix. So it's very hard for them to try to make this narrative that we're alt-right. How can you spin a quote unquote group of people who are advocating for reparations and who will say they will completely sit the vote out if they don't get reparations? How do you make them sound alt-right? When these are the people who seem like anytime a racist pop up, they're the main people putting these racists on blast. They're the main people calling these racists out. How do you make them sound alt-right? Damn. How do you make it sound alt-right that they're delineating? Because you can't make delineation sound alt-right because everybody's doing it. How do you make that sound alt-right? You can't make what we're doing alt-right. So what they're going to do is lie. But the thing is that when you mention people, here's what he doesn't know. He's not that smart. He's not smart. He's not that bright. When you mention people, it's going to make people fact check what you say. When you fact check what people say, people are going to look, even if people were following Lucas, they're going to look and be all like, Lucas, I followed who you were talking about and you're wrong. This is why foundational Black American and the talking point and the movements are growing. The movement is growing. It's not shrinking. People aren't falling off. It's not fading away. It's growing. It's becoming more potent, more powerful, more effective. Why? Because what we're doing is the right thing. And by us continuing to follow on the right path, it's going to grow. It's going to get more, it's going to get bigger, it's going to get more effective. And they all know that. There's nothing that they can do. Because what we acknowledge is that logic is the leader. This is why they have such an issue with there not being a leader. There needs to be a leader. There needs to be a leader. They want a leader so bad. Because the second we name anybody to be the leader, it's a hyper focusing on defaming that person and then getting that person off the map. That's what they're going to do. They're going to slander that person, and then they're going to make sure that they get rid of that person and then replace them with a fake leader. The reason why this movement is so effective, unlike previous movements that we've had in the past, like, for instance, the Black Panther movement, is because we have prevented infiltration. They can't infiltrate FBA. Well, FBA is a lineage. You can't fake your lineage. That's part one. You can't fake your lineage. You can't do that. You can't fake it. The movement, we do too thorough of a paperwork check. You can't do that. You can't fake that. Right? Can't fake it. You can't say I'm the leader. You can't replace a leader because there is no leader. And the second that one person pops up and says, hey, I'm the leader, we already know you're an agent. There's no leader. They want there to be a leader because they want to compromise the movement by replacing that leader. That's what they want to do. Okay? They want to have somebody in there who's compromised, like a Jesse Jackson. Okay? So they can get rid of the real leader and replace them with an agent leader. The same way they did with the Black Panther Party. The same way they did with the Civil Rights Movement. But you can't infiltrate a leaderless movement. How are you supposed to do that? How are you going to do that? Who is there to infiltrate? Who is there to replace? You can't replace everybody. And if there's no leader, what are you going to do? You can't infiltrate this movement. That's the crazy thing. That's the thing that's making them go insane with Black Lives Matter. They can have a figurehead. These are the leaders of Black Lives Matter. Okay, well, now you can compromise it. You can compromise something that has leadership. You can, whether it's a country, whether it's a movement, whether it's a state, city, nation, you can compromise something that has leadership. How are we going to compromise this if there's no leader? The code is the leader. What is this code? Where is this code? What are we going to do? They can't do anything. So FBA, the Foundation Black Americans, is only going to get more popular. The term is only going to get more popular. The movement is only going to grow. It's only going to get more powerful. It's only going to get larger. It's only going to grow faster. We're only going to get closer to actual reparations, to an actual hate crime bill, to actual all of these things. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Oh, boy. Let me get to some of the other super chat. Okay. Marcus says he won't get paid unless he's a successful DNC broke. Yeah, to be honest, the DNC ain't, I don't think the DNC is really paying people like that. No, who are they paying? They're not winning anything. They probably are going to start paying people. That's the thing, because they start paying people before the elections. And that's why you see a whole bunch of people just blow up in subscribers, blow up in followers. All of these people just tend to blow up right before an election, and they get access to different interviews and political spaces and cocktail parties and all of this stuff. They blow up right before then. The DNC is probably, and a lot of these people, the DNC might not be paying him. I don't know if the DNC is paying him. But what these people try to do is they know eventually the money will be there. As long as they shuck and jive long enough, they can get to the money. As long as they raise their profile high enough, the DNC will contact them for an opportunity. For instance, Conscious Lee. I don't think that the DNC was paying Conscious Lee from the beginning, but I think he saw the opportunity and he shucked and jived and he sambo and tap danced his way to a high enough status to where they did contact him. And they did actually start paying him. We got receipts of that. So he can say it's fake if he wants to. I can just bring up the receipt and have him explain it. Explain the receipt of you being paid. Explain that. So I think that's what's happening. Whether Amazing Lucas is being paid now or whether he's trying to be paid, doesn't matter. He knows what the end goal is. His end goal, he knows where he's trying to go. Now, if he makes it there, he's going to keep doing it. If he doesn't make it there, he's going to pivot. That's my prediction. I think that that's what he was doing with it when he was on the Republican side. Because the Republicans, they like to pay their shields. They like to pay their Candace Owens and stuff like that. And they thought that they were going to get that Candace Owens money. A lot of them did. Some of them might get paid a little bit, but a lot of them thought they were going to get that Candace Owens status and money and access. And when Lucas realized that he was never going to get that Candace Owens status, he pivoted. And he saw an opportunity on the Democrat side. And if that doesn't pan out, he's going to pivot again because he's not a real man who stands on anything. He doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't have a cause or mission. He's not about anything. He hates himself. He's just in a, almost, if I could use this, an animalistic survival mode. And he's going to go wherever he thinks the food is. Let's get to Amazing Neekins. Short call in tonight, Afro. A short call in tonight. I might be able to do a short call in. Y'all would have to be very clear. Anytime I say a short call in, y'all be all like, okay, come on, let's do another 4. We can't be on here. We already on here 2 hours, y'all. We already on here 2 hours, y'all, and I gotta get stuff ready for later on this week. I don't know. Maybe we could do a 30-minute. Y'all think we could do a good 30-minute call in? If y'all quick, are y'all gonna be quick? Because if y'all be quick, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it. Somebody saying please don't. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not tonight. Y'all laughing probably. No. Okay. Okay. Somebody saying let's. Okay. They never do. They don't do it. They ain't quick. They ain't make it quick. Okay. Y'all think, okay, if we can do a 30-minute, y'all think we can spare a 30-minute call-in thing. Y'all put the phone emoji in here. I want to see how quick everybody's going to be. Because sometimes I say, hey, we got to be quick with it. Y'all be on for 5. I love it, though. I love connecting with y'all. But come on, we got to be quick tonight. We're already on here 2 hours. Okay. David said they just mad the movement is getting traction in motion without them. FBA all day. It is. And he's mad that the thing is that he's not no big deal. Lucas is not no big deal like that. Nobody takes what he has to say serious. Politicians don't take him serious. Political, personnel doesn't take him serious. Nobody takes him serious. Oh, okay. Y'all saying y'all can 30 minutes is cool. So I see. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do for 30 minutes. Let's see that. Okay. I guess I'll do that for 30 minutes. Okay. I suppose we can do something for 30 minutes. Right. Okay. Let's see what we can do for 30 minutes. Hold on. All right. I set it up for 30. Okay. 30 minutes. Hold on. What's going on? Okay. That's what's going on. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Y'all better, everybody give a round of applause to Miss Niecy, because if she didn't do it, I wouldn't have did it. Everybody, let's give a round of applause to Miss Niecy. If she didn't, she's the only reason this is going on right now. Y'all need to give her credit. All y'all who call in, I need y'all to give a special thank you, a special shout out to Ms. Nick, because she's the only reason. I'm telling you right now. If it wasn't for her doing it, it wouldn't have happened. So we gotta pay our respects. Okay, hold on. Let me get the line up here. Get the call-in line. Gotta put the numbers in and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay, so the number is 949-381-0044. Okay, it's 949-381-0044. Hey, hey, Lucas, if you want to call in, Lucas, you can go ahead. Or Antonio, if you want to call in, you can go ahead. Feel 100% free to go ahead. Feel free to go ahead. Okay, hold on. Bring this up. Okay, so we got caller.
Afro?
Ms. Niecy, how you doing?
I'm fine, baby. Good evening, family in the cat. You know I'm going to make it quick because I say what I got to say and get off the phone. And Donna C, Afro, you too patient, honey. If you got to introduce Mr. Click, do it, damn it. This your time. Make your time count. Don't waste your time, okay, boo-boo? This is what I got to say. Antonio Speaks knows he effed up. He knows it. And that was no apology. I didn't hear no apology. I'm old, but I still comprehend. And Amazing Lucas, please. Beyond lost cause. Baby, we as foundational Black Americans, we know we on the right path. And you know why? Because the Most High has ordained it. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Love you, Afro.
Love you too. Appreciate you. That's true. He knows he messed up, which is why he deleted that video so quick. He deleted that video so quick. And that video barely got some traction. The second he got a little bit of pushback, he walked that video back. And he ain't really apologized for real. He just said, yeah, it's a lineage. Okay. Even though you acknowledged that the first time. So no, you need to apologize for what you said before. Okay. Caller from area code 872. You're on live.
I don't know if that's me.
Yeah, you're on live.
My area code. Okay. So I'm from Florida. My name is Asia, and I'm FBA. But I actually think, and this is just my little tiny opinion, I think that we need to not say movement. Anything that can, basically, we need to make it flat, as I say. Like, it really needs to be ethnicity. It needs to replace African American, or Black American. Because honestly, I've just done some research on reparations and how the Jewish people and how the Japanese people were successful, and also some of the Native Americans. And it's because they pretty much made it into they grouped it, like they gave a start and finish, basically. Like, only, there's a limit.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I looked into if the FBI could, if they have ever sabotaged like a movement without a leader, they can. But I really, honestly, I really, in my gut, in my soul, I feel like we should change the movement's name, and it is our lineage, obviously, but I really feel like we just need to organize, so everybody needs to be the same ethnicity, because then they can't, try to throw that. Because the reason why it was so hard before was because we had everybody in there, and they were using that against us, basically. They were like, well, how do we know who to give it to? So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You can tell me what you think.
Okay, well, let me get your you on this, because the way it is for FBA is just the lineage. FBA is not a movement. Now, there are some people who call FBA a movement. I don't do that. I don't agree with that. I do agree we shouldn't refer to the lineage and the ethnicity as a movement, because it's not a movement. There's a lot of people who are FBA who are not a part of a movement. There is a movement for reparations, though, and there is a movement for delineation. So I think when people refer to the movement, they refer to the movement as either you're delineating and you're trying to get reparations and other tangibles and policies and things like that. But for the people, I do think we should tighten up and make sure that we don't fall into the trap of referring to FBA as a movement, if that's what you were saying.
Absolutely. I just think lineage, I understand what you're saying with the lineage part and everything. Excuse me, I cannot pronounce it. But I'm telling you, I really, really feel like this needs to be everyone's ethnicity. They can't do nothing with that. They couldn't connect African American to Jesse Jackson. They couldn't say, oh, it's a terrorist organization, it's a terrorist movement, it's X, Y, Z. You see what I'm saying? So we can make this right here into our ethnicity, and then we can, because I totally agree with your movement, obviously to get reparations and everything. I 100% think that was something else that we need to do. And that was harder also because we were putting everybody in the same pot. But that's just my opinion. I've done a couple hours of research on reparations, but I'm really happy though that we're moving forward though. I feel like we actually are moving. Before I was like, how are we going to get, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this and then we're going to move to the next caller. because I do think that we should make sure we're clear with the messaging. I'm fully on board with you on that. And that's one of the things that I try to be on this channel, very clear and precise with what we say. All right. So there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion or anything. So we should be on that. There is going to, I mean, even if we all have the same ethnicity, then what? That doesn't mean that we're going to get stuff because we're all the same ethnicity. There does have to be a movement for something. You know what I'm saying? There are, like, for instance, like Mexicans, right? Mexican is not a movement, but there is a movement in the Mexican community for some immigration reform. You know what I'm saying? So they're not saying Mexican is the movement, but immigration reform or Hispanic immigration reform and things like that. So there is going to be a movement, though.
Absolutely. I'm totally on board. I'm not, my creativity tonight. I would just name off some possible names, but I just think though that we need to start using their, like, the language of, like, our official language. If we start just like the ADOS, I think that's why that there went south. But I mean, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off now, but if we're good on the ethnicity, maybe we could just give some indication. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for giving us a call. Okay. All right. Caller from area code 983. You're on live.
Certified salute, Afro Elite. This is Jesse Paris, aka Chain Crumman, out of Denver, Colorado.
Talk to us, brother. What's on your mind?
Man, these damn tethers crashing out for these damn Democrats. Here we go again. We went through this in 2024 with anybody but the orange man. You got to get him out. Kamala talking about she ain't gonna do nothing specifically for black people, but we still expect to go out and vote for these Democrats. Them days are over. You Democratic shields, you need to have learned from 2024. Foundational Black Americans, which is an ethnicity and a lineage, are not going to go for the same tactics. The fear mongering is dead, just like the Pan-Africanism is dead. We're not going for it no more. They want our vote, as we've been stressing for the past 7 years now. They're going to have to produce tangibles. Tangibles 2026, all the way to 2100. If they ain't talking about cutting the check, if they ain't talking about a direct lineage cash payments, anti-black, anti-FBA hate crime bill, tax exemption, land allotments, specifically to foundational Black Americans, then they're not getting our vote. So all the fear mongering, all the orange man bad, all the, oh, you siding with the right, all that is not going to get it. Because we already know both sides of the bird of racism and white supremacy. They take both sides of the argument, and we are putting our interests above a personality, above a feeling, an emotion. We want our tangibles. So get that through your thick skulls, your Democratic shields, like you doofuses, your amazing doofuses, your Antonio Browns, et cetera, your conscious fleas. But you're not going to fear-monger us to get our booties to the polls to vote for the Democrats. Them days are over. That's all I got, Afro. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's true. Them days is over with. And they're panicking. Thank you, brother. Thank you for giving us a call, brother. They're panicking about that. They mad about that. They mad about it. They triggered about it. Caller from area code 773. I was about to say 337. 773. You're on live.
What's up, though? This is Beckett.
Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing? Talk to us.
I'm telling. I kind of came in on the tail end, but just to piggyback off what the other brother said, consciously, the amazing Lucas. These people act like we can't see them. I think the dude Queso, they act like we really can't see them. Like, bro, y'all are not for us. Y'all are pretending to be for us, and attacking us at the same damn time because we don't do what the Democrats want. We're not that dumb. As a people, we clearly see what y'all up to, bro. And it's insulting that y'all think that we gonna choose tether supremacy over white supremacy. Because that's what y'all asking for when y'all try and get us to vote for the Democrats, tether supremacy. And how these the tethers, they had us. They had our people lined up in the scope. But right before that election, they showed their hand. They let us know that they felt that they was in charge. We didn't have no power, and we was nobody. And everything backfired on them. They're going to have to live with that. And like Buddy said, come with some tangibles, come with some actual things that benefit us, or move around. You ain't going to scare nobody, fear-monger nobody, and you damn sure ain't going to call us hate groups or xenophobic or any of that shit and expect us to care. News/douchebag, we don't care. You call us whatever you want. Just don't call yourself us. That's the only thing we care about. Don't say you us. Simple as that. You can be anybody you want to be. Just don't be us. And the nerve of these people to think that we shouldn't be offended by identity theft. Because that's what this is, ethnic identity theft.
Mm-hmm.
Of course we're going to be upset about that. So how you going to be mad at us for being mad about you stealing our identity? I don't get these people. They not logically thinking about none of this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Real talk. I appreciate that, brother. That's true. And that's why they can't make us look bad. That's why they have to lie. You don't have to lie on somebody to make them look bad. If you have to lie on somebody to make them look bad, then you are the bad one. Because their wrongdoing should speak for itself. And all you should have to do is expose the truth. But if they got to lie to make us look bad, that means what we're doing is not bad. That's what that means.
And they're terrible because they're the ones on the opposite side of the good that we're actually doing.
Yeah. Real talk. Thank you, brother. I appreciate your call.
You already know. 290 love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Much respect to that, brother. Caller from area code 971. You're on live. You're on live.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, how you doing? I was calling because I always be catching you and Black Alpha, praise the Lord, all the time. Y'all be eating them up, man. Tear them up, put that belt to that ice. And I'm glad to see you doing the live. I can catch it. But also, I haven't seen the video with what's the boy that say, my goodness. I didn't catch what he did. What did he do?
Pretty much he called us a bunch of Sambo white ass kissing coons.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
He out of order. I thought he's not even black. Isn't he like a Latino or something?
No, he's a mulatto. He's half black.
Oh, well, they don't really count. They all need to shut their mouth. Folks gonna start suing because you can start suing for slander nowadays. Donald Trump showed us how to sue for slander.
Mm-hmm.
Start suing these folks. And that Conscious Lee, I don't know him. Is he black or he Jamaican or something?
I'm still fact checking that because he was very vague when it came to his lineage, but so a lot of people suspect that he's not.
Okay.
But he says that he is. He
Them
claims
lips and that head look like something else.
I fact check and have independent, verifiable proof that he is. I'm gonna say the jury's still out on him.
You come on, get them facts. I know you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm down for the full movement. We over here in Portland, Oregon, we got it going over here too, man. And man, there's a whole heap of these Somalians over here. I just need to come over here and get their ass out of here. Good Lord. They're all in the workplace, tearing up everything. So, yes, indeed. So it's nice to hear us tonight. Come on to Portland, Oregon. We need you. But I ain't got too much to say. You surprised the hell out of me when you told me to say something. Well, thanks for having me on here.
I appreciate your support, brother. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Later.
All right. Caller from area code 214. You're on live.
Yeah, my name is William Hall, Fort Worth, Texas. And the one thing that I'm noticing, and I feel it's something that we really need to start addressing, is the fact that we keep talking about politicians instead of becoming politicians. You got tethers like up in Minnesota who are running for office. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing to talk politics. It's another thing to be a part of politics. Part of one of the things about the grassroots effort for us that needs to happen, in my opinion, is that starting with city, state, and then federal, we start running for office. We got to lead just as much as we talk. And as far as like, I was online when that first cat you was talking about, and I was online and I commented on his essay when he first dropped it, and I actually went back to check the comments, and there was like, by the time he pulled it, there was like over 1,000 comments, and there was a lot of us, you know, FBA, ADO/ADOS cats, male and females, that was giving them the business. You know, that's why he pulled it. He pulled it because everything he said was wrong. The way he dropped that essay, the fact that he put cats on there, I called them plants. But the reality is, I was like, yo, man, you need to dig deeper on this, man. You know, we got William Darity, you know, from here to the reparations, that book he wrote. I got the name wrong, but the thing about it is I love what you do. I love what a lot of us is doing, but I'm not seeing a lot of us in office. And to me, that's where the true change is going to come, because we know what we need to do as foundational blacks. We know what we need to do, but the reality is we have to lead as well. To see brothers like you in office, see brothers like me in office, you know, and I know people are like, well, if you have a mentality like that, you ain't gonna get in office.
Are you running?
I'm thinking about it. I've had some medical issues, and I'm just coming out of it. But watching you, and I follow Yvette Carnell and Tony Moore, and the whole FBA movement and the ADOS movement. And I think that's another issue. The fact that the ADOS movement and the FBA movement are at odds with each other, instead of standing together. Now, I know there's a lot of strange shit between both organizations.
For the second time, brother, FBA is not a movement. FBA is just the name of the lineage. Now there is a movement.
Well, I understand. So is ADOS.
You know what I'm saying? I just want you just got to be very clear with that. You know what I'm saying? The ADO,
it's a lineage. I agree with you.
Thing though. So there are some people who are FBA.
ADOS talks about lineage as well.
Okay, but
they both talk about lineage.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I just want that to be cleared up.
Well, we do thank you for correcting me. I don't want to mislead nobody.
We do have some FBA brothers and sisters who are, you know, running. I just had Pamela Denise Long. She was talking a week ago, last week, about running, you know, making her run for office. So we got people who are running. We've had people who've been making their it's a little warm in here, making their run for office. A couple for you know, Marcel. I know he's not running anymore, but we got some brothers and sisters who are willing to run. You know, we just got to get organized and get people in there. That's what we got to do.
Oh, I completely agree. And I'm not knocking for anybody. I don't know who's running, who's not running. So I don't mean any disrespect from that standpoint. I'm just saying that we can only talk so long because they ain't trying to hear us. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so, you know, it's one of those things like when you got cats who go, y'all ain't getting reparations. Y'all ain't getting reparations. That ain't gonna never happen. Those are the same people that said MLK and Malcolm X wasn't gonna get the Civil Rights Act passed, even though it was a hustle in the end. But the reality is we got to have more people that believe in what we're doing.
That's true, but we got to get to some of the other. That's true. You're right, brother. But we got to get to some of the other callers. So,
all right. Hey, good looking out. I appreciate it. Stay up.
All right. Yeah, because we said we was not gonna be on too long. Caller from area code 240. You're on live.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Area code 240. You're online. Oh, hey, you want to?
Yes. I'm
Real
calling.
quick,
I'm
real quick,
telling you.
hold on,
I'm
hold on.
83 years old, and I'm telling you, I'm in Montgomery County, Maryland, and I'm telling you to keep up the good work. You need to get some more of these people my age on board.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if the TV's on behind you or if you got a laptop open, but we can hear an echo in the background.
I don't know if the TV's on behind you or
It is.
Put it on the regular phone. Yeah, put it on the regular phone.
Oh.
Now put it to your ear.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Just some of these older people need to get on board because they still sleeping. So you need to keep up the good work. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Because we need it in this county right here.
That's true. Where are you from again? Where'd you say you were from?
I'm from Montgomery County, Maryland.
Oh, okay. 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 Yeah. Shout out to Maryland. But yeah, we definitely do need it. Because I know Wes Moore is out there. It's
the suburbs of DC and not far from DC, just over the line a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's close. Yeah, I know it's a lot going on over there. So I know, yeah, we definitely need some brothers and sisters representing, stomping, standing on lineage business out there. So, you know, what you're doing here as far as supporting, that's
and
very
we need
important.
it bad. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And we appreciate your call. Okay. All right. You have a good one. Okay. Okay. She's gone. All right. Much respect to that sister. You got to respect the elders, right? Much love, much respect to it. Caller from area code 972. You are on live.
Hey, what's going on, Afro Lee?
How you doing? How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. I appreciate you for taking my call. Listening to the disgraceful Lucas, man, I heard him say a lot, and he said nothing. He didn't give no solutions. He tried to bad talk FBA. He tried to bad talk Tariq Nasheed, but he didn't give no solution. My thing is, for all the followers he have, and for all the influence he think he have, you would think he would have a solution to combat what FBA is doing.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this: if you don't have no solution, then you can't knock down what another man is trying to do. Also, to the other gentleman that called earlier, we do need to get more FBAs to push for office, but we got enough for them in there now. They're going to listen to this message, and they're going to understand what we're trying to do. We don't have to get more people in there when we already got them in there already. They just need to get on code and do what we need them to do. So salute, Afro, Elite. Appreciate you taking my call. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you. That's true. That's true. I mean, we really gotta empower ourselves, you know, because we can have several FBAs in office. I mean, we already got a bunch of FBAs in office. The problem is that the people aren't on code, so we got to strengthen the code of conduct. And Amazing Lucas, notice he didn't bring up no receipts or solutions. He just went on a FBA rant. He literally just ranted for no reason. There was nothing even to rant about. He just ranted for no reason. Caller from area code 929. You're on.
Hey, yo, what's up, my brother?
What's
I want to
going
give
on,
a
brother?
shout out to you. All right, my brother. I want to give a shout out to you, Afro. I want to give a shout out to Phil. I want to give a shout out to Tyreek and everybody else, man, that's keeping us on code. I want to give you your props too for keeping slapping the hell out of us, because a lot of us are still asleep. And you smacking us, man. And that's one lick that I can actually take and don't want to give one back because it's the truth. See, and I'm gonna let you know another thing. I'm 60. I live in New York. I was born in South Carolina, and man, it hurt me so bad, man, right now, bro, to see my people in the position that we're in because we let them play us. But we trying to get it back. And for you and Tyreek and Brother Phil and everybody to keep us on code, I mean, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing in disguise. And we're going to have all kinds of haters because we always had them. We never had no people that was for us. And they telling us why we ain't outside. I'm gonna give you food for thought. They telling us why we ain't outside. I told one to look outside. They said, I don't see nobody out there. I said, you know why you don't see us out there? He said, why? I said, because we was always out there by ourselves. I said, now, if we was out there with y'all, then the whole world would see us. I said, we never went back in the house since 1965. Okay? And bro, what I'm telling you, bro, I live in New York. Every nationality that swam across the Rio Grande, ski jumped over that Canadian wall, or been busted here by super plane, stabbed us in the back. Okay, and I don't even like hearing they half-ass apologies because they done did it far too long and too many times to be sorry about anything. The only thing they sorry about is that we are waking up. Now they saying that we decisive, we delineating and this and that and blah blah blah. See, all that's new stuff to me. We've been delineated. I mean, from my point of view, and we didn't have everybody that was on code with us, you know, and I'm not going to blame nobody because we all know who it is. I want y'all to keep the pressure on. I want y'all to keep the power within our people. I want you to keep smacking the shit out of us because we are still asleep. No disrespect intended. We are still asleep. I want you to keep smacking us till we all get it. And we know that we're going to have some house people that's always going to be against us. That's just the beginning of our movement. Okay, so we know who they is. We're gonna keep our grass cut, golf course low, because when our grass was high like the cornfield, we couldn't see the snakes. We couldn't see the rats and the roads and everybody that's biting us and stabbing us in our back. We couldn't see that. You know what I'm saying? But now we see who's who because we're keeping our grass cut, golf course low. We can see the snakes now, and we do have methods to what we are doing. Because we always got to stay 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And for all these people talking about we FBI and all that bullshit, they use that tactic with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and it just goes on. So we already up on that play. So for us to continue to how can I say, amusing ourselves with these tethers and everybody else, man, listen, they know what it is. They didn't swim all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to come sit by me and tell me that they was my friend. You feel me? So I already know how they get down. I'm from New York, man. We got a pal, man. So hiding the Empire State Building, man, with these tethers, man, coming at us, man. They crash dummies. They're the last of the lot with them people. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say this and that and the third. We do have a method to our madness. And it's madness to them because they don't understand it. And they ain't going to understand it. And for them to say that we gotta get to the last couple callers, though. We a hate group and all that, that's trash. They came over here, brother. They came over here, brother, band-tooed up. Every nationality, brother. Real quick, we got to get to the last couple. I'm gonna let you land. We got to get to the last couple callers. We got a few more callers. We got to wrap up. Almost time. All right, my brother, man. I just want to let you know, man. Thank you, man, and keep slapping the hell out of us because we still sleep out here, but a lot of us is waking up. Keep the pressure on. You, brother. Appreciate Shout out to you. Peace. All right. Respect. You got to respect the passion. You do. I don't like cutting people off, but you know, you got to be fair. We got to let everybody speak. We We don't got too much time. We already passed the 30-minute mark, but I'm gonna get to the last few callers. Caller from area code 95915. You're on live. Hey, you gotta. I hear myself in the background. You gotta call in and you gotta just listen in on the phone because we can hear the background noise.
Gotta be fair. We gotta let everybody speak. Gotta let everybody speak. Don't have too much time. We already passed the 30 minutes. Caller from area code 95915.
Y'all.
Brother Afro.
Yes, brother. Did you hear me? You gotta cut the live thing off. I hear myself in the background.
I just muted the phone call, man.
Okay. All right.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Just
How you
wanted to
doing?
say to you, man, I'm good, brother. I just wanted to say to you, man, I've been following you for about the past couple months, man. And I can say it like this. There's a lot of disinformation being spread about the diaspora, right? And we're currently just trying to correct it. We're trying to do what we do to wake up the collective as a whole, right? And you're doing an awesome job. You're doing an awesome job. And I just want to say, man, about that little brother that got on that live. I think it was about 2 days ago. Antonio Speaks. He's FBA, bro, but he is misinformed. You know what I mean? So I think it's on us, man, as a collective, to teach each other, man, to give each other the knowledge and the wherewithal. You know what I mean? To speak to each other with that knowledge of what FBA stands for and what it is. Just like we said, it is a lineage thing. It is not about a political party. But I just want to say to you, man, keep doing your best. You know, we waking the people up, and we definitely we taking this FBA thing as far as it's got to go. I don't want to take up too much of your time. That last brother on a phone call from New York, you know, he was a little long-winded, but he had some good things to say. But I just appreciate, man, all the FBAs waking up around the nation. You know, this is our land. Our ancestors fought. You know, personally, I come from a family of military vets. My grandfather fought in 3 of the major wars of this country. I served 4 years in the military myself. But I just want to say it like this, man. You're doing an excellent job, and keep doing what you do, bro. Nothing but love.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I don't know too much.
All right, man. You take it.
You too. You too. I don't know too much about Antonio's lineage. People in the chat room right now saying he's half Jamaican. I got to double check that. I got to find out if that's true. He's half FBA. He's half Jamaican. He might be, right? Here's the thing. He had to get checked. He had to get addressed. His channel, he gets too many views on his channel. Good for him. But if you get out there and you spread misinformation, if you get out there and you spread harmful rhetoric that we've been fighting against for years, because ever since FBA became a popular term, we've had people create different petitions and articles and all of this stuff about how FBA is COINTELPRO, FBA is MAGA, FBA is Russian bots, FBA is this, FBA is this. When you get up there and you have a big platform and a big voice, you do have a responsibility to make sure that you're correct. And my thing is, I don't have a channel as big as his channel is, but I have a responsibility to make sure what I tell you all is correct, to make sure that my videos are correct. If I'm here to give a political opinion about Black people or about a movement, whatever you have to say, you have a responsibility to make sure it's correct. And if you are going to be incorrect, which happens from time to time, now you have a responsibility to get out there and make the apology as loud as the original video. And that's not what he did. His quote-unquote apology was not nearly as loud as his original video. If you're going to say something incorrect at a level 10, then the apology and the walking back of that thing needs to be at a level 10 at least. It needs to really be 11 or 12. It needs to be higher. That's not what he did. All right? So I hope he actually does listen and does learn and grow from that, because that was a very bad misstep and we can't allow that to slide. All right, he had to get addressed. Let's get to the next couple callers. Caller from area code 380. You're on live.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello. Is there a delay or something? What's going on, everybody? 380, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I wanted to let you know I appreciate you being so well spoken.
Thank you.
The points that you're hitting is just on point. And
just keep up the good work on those things.
I appreciate that, brother.
Most of us, some of us is not so well spoken or outspoken, or I just want to say, keep that up. You're doing everything perfectly well, and it's just a lot. And we just appreciate it, bro. You keep doing it, keep doing your thing exactly the way you're doing it.
Well,
The
thank you,
point
brother. Thank you, and
is
I
getting
appreciate your
across.
support.
It's getting across. Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. Much respect to you. Let me get to next couple callers. Let's get to, yeah, shout out to him. I appreciate that. Caller from area code 646. I'm just trying to get to the last couple calls because we actually running over. So let me get to the next couple callers. Caller from area code 646.
Call from area code 646.
TVs is a big thing tonight, huh? Okay, come on now.
Get to the next couple callers. Caller from area code 646. Big thing tonight, huh? Okay.
Are you going to say something? Okay. All right. Okay. Caller hung up. I didn't hang the caller up. The caller hung up. I hope you're okay. Caller from area code 706.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Afro. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I've been out to one of the rallies, not the last year one, but the year before. And you, Tariq, and the other guy, is it Operate League? I just appreciate what y'all doing, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate your support because that means a lot. That helps us do what we're doing. That allows us to do what we're doing.
Right.
So thank you very much for what you've been doing, for your support. And then just to call in and say that is very motivational. And I appreciate that.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too.
Well, that'll do it. That will do it. That will do it. Okay, we can wrap the calls. We wrap the calls in up right there. Wrap it up there. That'll do it. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wrap that up. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Yeah, I hope that one caller was okay. I heard myself. I know he could hear me. I heard myself in the calling. Yeah. Yeah, we went over. I knew we was gonna go over a little bit, but we kind of went over a little bit. We kind of went over a little bit. But that was good. We had some good callers. Let me get the number off the screen. We had some good callers. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody who called in. Much respect. Much respect to everybody. I like calling in the calls, even though we don't have too much time, but and the calls for the most part were pretty reasonable. Everybody kind of got in, got out for the most part. So that was good. That was good. We kind of kept it in the pocket the way we should have. So that was good. But everybody's saying, look, as far as Antonio, let's say he's half FBA or whatnot. He spoke on the movement and he said that he's been following the movement for the longest time. Okay. If he's half FBA, I'm going to be honest with you, that explains a lot. Because the point he made didn't really make sense. The whole FBA is alt-right and all that stuff. That didn't really make that much sense. He didn't really get to that point. He didn't really show how FBA is a pathway to alt-right. He didn't really show that. It's not how was it a pipeline to alt-right? You said some videos about how you think we all look African. Okay. That's you disagreeing with a couple of people. Well, you didn't land where you said you were going to land. So what is that really about? If he is half FBA, that explains a lot. That explains why FBA, he feels some type of way about it. Why delineation, he might feel some type of way about it. That does explain that. Okay, so that makes sense. I don't know if it's true or not true, but it does make sense if it is. As far as Amazing Lucas is a mulatto grifter, the same way the Hodge twins are. He's gonna swift and he's gonna go wherever he wants to go, grift, pivot, wherever he wants to go. Because to be very honest with you, he doesn't believe in anything. Okay, but my thing is that you're gonna don't lie. Don't lie. Put a name on it. If you're going to call somebody out, put a name on it. I'll call you out. I'll put a name on it. I don't make any vague things. I put names on it. If I say I don't know if he's getting paid, I'll say I don't know. I don't know if Amazing Lucas is being paid by the DNC. I do know that DNC people do pay people like Amazing Lucas. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the payroll. I don't know if he is. I wouldn't be surprised. I do think he's trying to be. I think he was trying to be on somebody's payroll for a while now, to be very honest with you. That's what I think. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's what I need to know, what y'all think in the comment section below. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button, subscribe button, share button, all that good stuff, and leave a comment. Let me give a shout out to our Cash App supporters. I appreciate the Cash Apps from everybody. Shout out to Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Dexter. And this other person, I cannot pronounce the name of this person. Volo Famp. Volo Famp. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Thank you. And everybody with the Cash Apps, we got a couple more we got a couple more super chats from that one brother. Appreciate you. JD, he says, thank you. We need to expose him. We do need to expose all of them. Okay. Lucas could have called in if he was brave enough to call in. Why didn't you call in, Lucas? Where are you at, Lucas? Shout out to David for that. JD again says, we support you. Question mark. They don't understand how we operate, but we will do the work. Thank you for taking calls. Thank you for taking calls. We need to expose them to our people. We do. Shout out to you. We do. And that's what we're doing here. Okay. As far as the caller who said we do need politicians, I agree. I do agree with that. We do have some, and we need to, get behind the people who are on code. But the bigger the movement gets, that's an inevitable thing that will happen. It will automatically happen. We will automatically have more people who are on code running for politics. That is a byproduct. That's an inevitability of us growing and becoming more empowered. By focusing on empowering the community and getting us, our lineage, more on code, that will automatically happen. So we don't have to jump ahead of ourselves. We don't have to get ahead of ourselves. That will happen. And it already is happening. We already do have brothers and sisters. We have people who call in, say, hey, I'm running and I'm doing this and I'm doing. I have people calling in talking about running, people who send emails talking about running for politics all the time. So we already have that happening too. And we're going to have more of that happening more publicly, the more empowered the community and the movement gets. So everything's happening the way it's supposed to. So much respect to that. Shout out to Shout out to D. Cole Chief. Shout out to Cole Chief, my brother, for the super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate you. Shout out to every single last one of y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all be back tomorrow when we go live tomorrow. Something else I want to talk about tomorrow. There's a couple of things I've been needing to talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make another video this week too. I'm gonna have to do something else. So there's quite a few things that need to be discussed. So y'all be making sure that y'all hit that subscribe button and check to make sure that you guys stay subscribed. That way y'all don't miss out on anything, because we got some stuff we got to cover. It's about to be a busy week, y'all. We got some stuff, but y'all need to make sure y'all subscribe so y'all don't miss it. With that being said, as always, Black first to every single last one of you brothers and sisters. You all have a good night. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you, and y'all stay blessed.